Enjoy grilled skirt steak, wild prawns with pineapple, fresh sea bass, and Sonoran beef enchiladas, to mention a few. Try our empanadas stuffed with carnitas and cheese. Love shrimp? Try the new shrimp tostada. We make great guacamole and salsa too. Enjoy our newest dessert, Kylie's Churros, with a vanilla cream center. Visit Bennett'sRestaurants.com and come enjoy the new Baja menu today. Eat well, stay well.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Drapes, I gotta get something off my chest.
Oh, you're coming in hot already.
Yeah.
I see.
You know, we had the end of the year press conferences today. We had Monty, we had Mike. We're going to be talking about them all day. We also got the hopefully the Malik Monk announcement of Sixth Man of the Year. Somebody will be announced as the Sixth Man of the Year about 3:30. Hopefully Malik. And I understand these are difficult press conferences, especially for the coach. And I hope Mike Brown is here for a long time. I really do.
Yes.
I think he's a very, very good coach. I think we're all lucky he's here. But the press conference today, I'm tired of we almost did this. We could have done that. And if we made this many more free throws, we would have been 7th in offensive rating. And if it was De'Aaron. If De'Aaron hadn't made those game winners last season, we wouldn't have won as many games last year. I'm like, oh.
What do you want to hear then, Whitey? What do you want to hear?
How you're going to get better. I don't need to hear all this. We were almost, when you look at it, we were almost as good or better than last year. Tell me what's going on. Why things didn't go the way we wanted them to this year and how you fix it. Dude. There was one other one too, and it's just.
And I saw you tweet this out. I saw your frustration on the social media app. I knew you were upset about that.
I mean, there's like
what's he supposed to say?
like 3 likes.
No, did you? Oh! You went viral today.
Yeah.
This guy. Yeah. No, but but that's how Mike is, though. He all throughout the season he's been that way.
Yes.
All throughout the season. Well, if we have more spray threes, or if we would have shot this amount and that amount. I think what you heard today is not necessarily the conversations they have behind closed doors. I think those things that you're talking about, they keep that in-house. No need to make it public, because as soon as you make it public, you look down the roster, we need a power forward. That must mean Harrison Barnes is gone. We need better shooting. What about Kevin Huerter? And so I think what Mike does, he's trying to look at it on the positive. He's trying not to give any headlines. First of all, I do know they're trying not to give any headlines or any clickbait.
Sure, I get all that.
That's their MO there. They're trying to give you something without giving you anything. Basically.
I respect that.
Just a lot of words. Just a lot of words. Nothing that really moves the needle.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you're saying though, because we know what happened, Mike.
That's it.
That's what you're saying.
And
we already know all that.
I feel like that narrative is almost like you're trying to tell me, look, I know it looked like this, But really, if you consider this, and we almost did that.
Well, if the ball bounces,
and how many
so,
teams in the league right now could sit down and go, there's like 5 games this year we think we could have won.
Right.
Every team. So that's all. It bothered me a little bit. I feel like almost, and to me, he doesn't have to. Maybe it's because I think he's a good coach anyway. I feel like he's almost trying too hard to convince us this year wasn't as bad as it looked. Everything's great.
Well, I mean, it wasn't as bad as it looked. 46 wins, 2 less than last year, Whitey. Last year, we were erecting the statue of Mike Brown. This year, you're ready to say, Mike, I'm tired of hearing about all this.
I made a distinction. I do want him around.
I know you want him around.
I do.
But you don't like – last year, everything Mike Brown was selling, we were just eating it up like it was Thanksgiving dinner. We like, can I have another? Can I have another? Now it feels like, and I'm not saying you, I'm just talking people in general, it's like the act is wearing thin almost. Like, all right, that sounds all fine and dandy, Mike, but that's not fixing the problem. That's not giving us any answers.
Right. I just feel like he's not giving us enough credit, but I get it. I understand it's part of his job. And I also think that some of the things that Monty said were actually a lot more interesting.
Yeah, which is, Monty's our guy, but usually he says a ton of words without saying a darn
I remember
thing.
last year's end of the year we were going through it. Is there anything in here we can even talk about? You didn't say anything.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought Monty gave us a little more today. I think when you look at Mike and the situation this season, I think to a man behind closed doors, when he looks at the mirror, whatever it may be, it was a disappointing season. 46 wins, you can spin it, 2 off. It could have been 50, whatever. But at the end of the day, it wasn't, And he's right. If we would have made our free throws, if we would have did this, but you didn't do that, Mike. That's what you're talking about. You didn't do that. And I think at the end of the day, behind closed doors, he understands that.
I'm sure he does.
But publicly, he's taking a different tack. Because I've seen coaches come out and say, no, we got to be better. Well, the free throw shooting this year, unacceptable. That's not the way he handles things.
Unless he handles it behind
closed doors.
Which that wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
I think also it's a difficult task for him and especially for Monty right now, because they hope that next year the roster looks totally different. Well, you can't say that. And at the same time, you don't want to sing the praises of some of these guys who, they may be gone. So it's you're doing a kind of a delicate dance today. I get that.
It is. And we'll play some of Mike and some of Monty throughout the next 4 hours, obviously. But I will say, listening to Monty, he talked about the flexibility they have with the picks, personnel. And so he talked like a guy who knew he had to make moves this offseason. And I think that's, what I want to hear as a Kings fan is that what we have right now, we know it has to be better. We have to get better. And I thought Monty said that without actually coming out and saying it. But the way he talked about the draft picks, he was asked about, and we'll play this later, about Dallas making the moves at the deadline. You didn't. He said, well, we'll be in a much more flexible place than those teams come this offseason. And so I fully believe, based off what I heard today, they understand. But here's the thing, Whitey. We knew that back in December, and that's what's so frustrating from a fan standpoint. The issues that the Kings have right now, they had them back in December. They had them back in January, and that's why Kings fans are frustrated.
Yeah.
This is the offseason, Monty, where you got to get it done. No more excuses. No more, I was at the plate, I was trying to swing, but the pitcher threw it all out the strike zone. Every pitch can't be out of the strikes.
Exactly.
Sometimes sometimes you got to swing. You got to swing the bat.
Yeah. So. But then when we're going back to, hey, if Foxy hadn't made those shots last year.
Oh, man.
Wait, what?
Wow.
What are we doing?
Yeah, maybe that's a defense mechanism.
Yeah,
for Mike,
probably. It probably is. I appreciate what you just said, because you're referring to, we're not known here, the media here. I'm not talking about somebody else. How about we're not known for our tough questions. And I thought Matt George, he asked that question. I thought that was a pretty good question. Like, basically it was, Monty, do you regret not doing anything at the deadline? And his answer was, no, we those teams did what they did, but we still have that flexibility that would have been lost if we'd gone out and overpaid for some of these fringe players.
Yeah, and I felt like he didn't answer the question, really. Like, Monty's I give Monty credit. Like, I think he's done a fabulous job. Remember, I mentioned it last week, upgrading the roster. But you can never pin him down. You can't, back him into a corner. He knows how to, massage the words and give you a little something without giving you anything.
Yeah,
he gives you just enough that you feel a little bit satisfied. It's like Chinese food. You eat it, and then an hour later, you're like, dang, I'm hungry again. No, Monty, I want more. You realize I really didn't get nothing out of it. And so, he's great at doing that. I don't know, man. Like, these end-of-season press conferences, especially with these two guys. Now, if Danny Ainge was sitting up there, Danny, is kind of a guy that wears his emotions on his sleeve. He'll tell you, even Celtics ownership, when I was there, but this is not how they operate. They don't let much get out, first of all. You don't know their plans. Remember, we didn't know Domantas Sabonis. We were going to acquire him by way of trade. We didn't know, Davion was going to be the pick, if you will. Keegan Murray, we didn't know. Like, they don't leak a lot of things, and they don't give you a glimpse of to what their plans are. So, honestly, I feel like I came out of the day. The only thing I feel like I heard from Monty McNair was that we have flexibility to get things done this offseason. So we're in a good position to shake things up, make some moves. That was the biggest thing I took away from
So the implication there to fans is, and he even said, he may have used the phrase exploring all options. So again, there's an implication that something major could be coming, but they're not going to do something just to do something. But now we're back basically where we were a year ago, where everyone this time of year was anticipating, we're dealing with the loss to the Warriors a year ago, but all right, this is going to be an active summer. Ultimately, it wasn't, and it wasn't an active deadline either. So now there's more pressure to do something.
I agree, but let me ask you this, and there's no right answer. Like, I don't even know where I stand.
There is, and I will give it to you.
I'm sure you and our YouTube watchers and listeners and everything, would you rather Monty and the Kings make a bold move, a risky move, and it backfire, or they just stay the status quo, play it safe? You know what I mean? It's like in blackjack. Do you want them to double down, go for it when the dealer is showing a king and you got an ace high, or do you want to play it safe? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I know.
Do you want them to swing for the fences?
You clearly don't want to do something that backfires. So I know what you're saying.
But it's about taking the risk. What if what if it's not
risk is, I'd like to see him take some risk.
Right.
But
I'm with you.
Yeah. If your caveat is if the foundation of the question is it's going to backfire, it's like, no.
Well, I mean, you don't know.
That.
Of course not. But I'm saying, we're watching all these other teams. Phoenix made some moves. It hasn't worked though. But at the time, getting Bradley Beal, they went out and got Brad Beal. Look at this. Look how it didn't work. And so, do we like and hear me out when I say this, Kings fans? Do we like a boring, just consistent, toad like a snail?
Kings fans don't want, and you know that as well as I do. Kings fans don't want another year of that.
Right, that's what I'm
just went through.
But or do we swing for a Bradley Beal, but it might not quite work out? But you win the headlines though. You win the news cycle. You on ESPN if you trade for Zach LaVine, somebody like that.
Yeah, last year it was easier to squint and imagine that. All right, they didn't do much, few moves around the margins, but they should be good. They were third. They're going to be right in there. This year, having seen how everyone in the West improves, if you don't really do much this year, people are going to go into next season going, we're going to get our heads handed to us on a platter.
That's the thing. And this is the thing where I disagree with Monty to an extent, and we'll hear from him in a minute. San Antonio's coming.
Yep.
Houston's coming. All these teams behind you, they're getting better. And so you have to do something because everybody else is adding. Even if you just stay the same, that's not going to fly with Kings fans.
Yeah. We continue the autopsy of Monty and Coach Brown's end of the year press conferences as we roll on. Be right back with more Drive Guys Sactown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, everyone. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
If you're looking for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance, we're Term Provider, experts in finding affordable term life insurance for those that may not be in perfect health. Prostate cancer, heart conditions, high cholesterol, or on prescription medications, you may still qualify for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance. Call Term Provider at 800-337-4168. 800-337-4168.
Sports.
Maybe it's just kind of the frame of mind people are in today. How about this, Drapes, from your guy, Compio? 3 things that must change for the betterment of the NBA. 1, get rid of the 2-minute report. 2, end the in-season tournament. And 3, get rid of the play-in.
What the heck?
Where's that coming from?
Right. What did the in-season tournament have to do? Like, he's been holding on to that for 4 or 5 months. Come on, Compio. You know what?
Get rid of it.
He's enjoying the James Brown, by the way.
And he wants the ABA to come back, like
Yes.
that's Compio's era, He wants the red, white, and blue ball, take away the 3-point line, disallow the slam dunk. Like, Compio want to roll this
back to the original
right?
key,
Exactly.
Romero.
Go back to 1968. Come on, Compio.
Manny Too Legit says we can't run it back again this time.
That's true. When you look at it, and you've talked about this 1,000 times, we're not good enough to be great. We're not bad enough to retool and bottom out. We're stuck in that middle point. And the thing is, you got De'Aaron Fox, who's 26, Domas, 27, about to be 28. These guys are in the primes of their career. Now is the time to strike. This is not building for the next 3 years. You got to go right now. I don't want a championship contender in 3 years from now because De'Aaron will be 29, Domas will be 32. Like, then the window's already starting to close.
Mm-hmm.
The window is now. It's this upcoming season. In terms of, like, the next 3 years, we got to be competing for Western Conference championships.
Yeah.
We're not just trying to make the playoffs. We're trying to go deep, Whitey.
It would be premature right now to say, they have a championship window. But I agree with you. The window to relevance, they opened it last year, and this year maybe it's closed a little bit. But, yeah, you don't shut that down and then revisit it in 3 years. You have to get that thing as wide as you can over the next 3-4 years, and hopefully you do get a shot at playing some really significant postseason games.
Well, yeah, and what worries me, and we've, fans understand it too, Minnesota's not going anywhere. OKC's not going anywhere. And so if you wait 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, slow play this, by that time, our guys will be old. Shoot, you look at OKC, they're the second youngest team in the league right now, Whitey, and they're the number one over.
Yeah.
They're set up for another 5 to 10 years of dominance here. Where are we at?
Before we get to Mike Brown, yesterday we were talking about why is this a story, and Mike Brown addressed it today. You just mentioned Minnesota. You probably saw this from Woj last week.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Mark Lore and A-Rod, their financial projections that they gave the NBA, they showed that those guys, if they do get the Timberwolves next year, they plan to drop down below the luxury tax in their first season, which would mean they'd have to trade somebody like Cat.
Yes.
Maybe Jaden McDaniels. You have any interest in Cat? If you're the Kings, you're looking at everything now.
I'm 100% interested in Cat. Cat's the kind of big that could play alongside Domantas Sabonis. I would do Cat in a heartbeat. I don't know what it would take to get it.
Right.
I'm just talking about the player and the fit.
That's all I asked.
I would do Cat in a heartbeat. I'd do McDaniels in a heartbeat. Those two guys, without blinking, without question, I would want them on this Kings team.
Daniels kind of outplayed KD.
He looked good, right?
Yeah.
And he might be one of those guys we've talked about where with a bigger role, more responsibility, he could blossom into something more. And I think that's who we could talk about Cat, and we would love that, but that's going to cost you a lot. McDaniels will be a little bit cheaper, and you throw him in this system. He has the size, the length, the athleticism. He could defend. We saw last night he can score. He might be a guy, if Minnesota's trying to get under the tax, that we might be able to take a look at.
The fox, the ox, and the cat.
Nah, man.
I don't know. Somebody seems good. Jerry, you in on Karl Anthony Towns potentially?
What? What are you talking about, Jay?
Feels funny, huh?
What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, it depends.
What did Karl Anthony Towns do to all of a sudden nobody wants him? What are you talking about, Jay?
Well, not everybody. It's just Jay doesn't want him. As I speak in Ricky Henderson third person,
Jay doesn't
you know,
want him.
I don't know. I just don't know if he's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I get why though. He's an all-star. He's a 2010 guy. You know, hopefully he stays healthy.
You're looking at upgrading.
Perfect cat.
And talent-wise, it's an upgrade.
Yeah, he's there.
It's like otherwise,
I need somebody but we've talked about this. I need somebody with a little more edge.
Man, Jay, come on, man.
Dude,
that's true. And you're
listen,
Mr. We need an edge.
Yeah, but just because it's not Karl Anthony Towns don't mean I can't go out and get somebody else. I still can get Najee Marshall. I still can get, Dylan Brooks or whoever it may be. We're talking about an all-star elite level player. And you guys are saying, I don't know if he's, man, please. I would go to Minnesota right now and get Karl Anthony Towns.
When they got Gobert to pair with Cat, I was asking Jerry Reynolds, I said, Jerry, who is Karl Anthony Towns going to guard now? And he said, the same person he always guards.
Nobody. Right. But here's the thing. Let me ask you this. When Minnesota got Rudy Gobert, how did you feel about that?
I didn't think it would work.
Exactly.
At the time, and the first year it didn't.
Exactly. 2 years ago, everybody's like, Rudy Gobert? Even people now on the anonymous poll, overrated player and, all that. But he's changed what they're doing in Minnesota. He's really playing some great basketball. And so
soft has never really been.
Are you selling me Rudy Gobert or Cat? Which one are you selling me?
I'm selling, don't let the public narrative impact your thinking, big fella. Don't let the Twitter box tell you how Karl Anthony Towns is. Please, I'd take Karl Anthony Towns in a second.
That's fine.
In a heartbeat.
And you'd probably still not have a championship.
I guarantee you we would be
a top Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards.
With Karl Anthony Towns on this team, we would be a top 4 seed easily. He is the perfect fit for Domantas Sabonis, a big that can stretch the floor. You just said it yesterday, Whitey. We need shooting. That's the best shooting big man in the league. And y'all don't want him?
There goes your 14th defensive rating.
Man, you guys, I was told Harrison Barnes didn't impact that anyway. Wasn't a good defender anyway. Like, it's about the perimeter guys, not about the backside guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, something to keep an eye on.
Man,
potentially.
I need the people to weigh in. I need to know on Karl Anthony Towns. Yes, 916-339-1140, because I can't be the only one.
And what you giving up?
Now you got to have a deeper conversation. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
but you guys just said no on the player.
Right. I mean, that's the parameters. Is would you be interested in Karl Anthony Towns?
Right. You guys are saying
if it would cost you something significant.
It would cost you something significant.
Which is what?
In terms of the player. Well, let me pull up the trade machine.
Give me something.
Let me pull up the trade machine.
I mean, Keegan's got to be in that
no matter what, though. You're out on Karl Anthony Towns no matter what, right?
I'm out.
Multiple number ones and some veterans. That's the going price for a guy like that. Fair to say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's all we're saying. Yeah. I think you're going to lose this. I'll be interested. Maybe you.
You know what? Guys, you got to give up something to get. And this is what I'm talking about earlier when, I brought up, do you want Monte McNair to swing for the fences do something big and splashy or play the conservative route? Getting Cat, whatever it may be, you have to give him up. To get him is a big splashy move. Mm-hmm. Would you be willing? If we trade it, we've been begging ESPN for coverage. We get Karl Anthony Towns.
That's true.
I'm telling you that we own the news cycle, the headlines. You got 3 all-stars on your squad, Nick.
Damon Ampania says Cat would be a great fit next to Domas. Let's see. Manny Too Legit. I would like Cat. Drapes, it just depends for who, but that's all right. That's not part of it.
Oh, that is part of it.
No, but that wasn't part of it initially.
Okay.
I mean, you guys were out on it without even,
Do you want Cat or not?
If we were going to do it, that would be a legitimate concern, but we're just saying, would you potentially have interest in Cat?
You're gonna get Cat for Sasha Vezenkov and Trey
Jay,
Lyles.
You're changing the conversation now, Jay.
No, it's going to take, like we said, it would take you probably multiple number ones, and then maybe Barnes and Herter, and then maybe a little more than that. It's going to cost a lot.
This first round pick coming up, obviously, too. Yeah. I mean,
no question, it'll cost you a lot.
Now, if we want to do a deep dive into the actual package, let's take a look at that. But I'm saying on the surface, without knowing what I'd have to give up, give me Karl Anthony Towns.
We ready to go? Yeah. Let's talk to Fred on Sactown Sports. Hey, Fred, thanks for listening to the Drive Guys. What do you think? General Manager Fred, what's your decision?
Hey, guys. I don't have a decision on that, but I'm thinking KD from Phoenix for 2 first-round picks. They need a veteran, and they need somebody that's going to start the game out on a very positive note, because when they start out negative, they suck.
All right, thanks, Fred.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
For just 2 firsts.
Sign me up.
Financially doesn't work
Now we're
out.
talking.
I love, you know how much I love Kevin Durant.
Right.
At this point, I'm out on KD.
You out on KD?
I think he's done. I love it.
Come on, man. No, why do you do average 28 points a game, man?
Mm-hmm. I just think he's wearing down. I don't think he's as impactful. And to bring to my team now, want somebody a little younger. Because you can't get him for 2 number ones. If I get him for 2 number ones, I'm in.
Let me remind you guys, we missed the playoffs. We weren't even in the playoffs. We were the Atlanta Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
We were the Golden State Warriors. I tell you what, ask Golden State right now. They take Kevin Durant back in a heartbeat, and then they be finals contenders. How come we can't get Kevin Durant to be a contender?
I just don't like his fit with my timeline. I don't disagree that he's a phenomenal talent.
What is our timeline, White?
KD guy. It's like the next
5 years. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You think he got what? 2 maybe left?
Maybe.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. How about Jeff on Sactown Sports? Hello, Jeff. How are you?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Good. What do you think? You in on Karl Anthony Towns?
I'm getting very, very happy with Cat because, like I said, he's in a timeline. He seems like he's mellowed out. He ain't been doing crazy things.
He's mellow, all right.
Brown can, Coach Brown can probably settle him down, make him a superstar. But he would be planted on the 3-point line. He doesn't like to bang like Domas. And Domas would love to feed him. I'm telling you, that is a good matchup.
All right. Well, it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Mark went down Drape's side.
Oh, yeah, you're doing a lot better than I thought you would.
Am
a lot better.
We ain't keeping track of this score.
I am, big fella. I'm about to pull out my pen and paper right now.
We got Will standing by. We'll
This
take a
ain't
quick time
dominoes. We ain't building
out.
houses.
Come back to the Karl Anthony Towns question. Are the Kings, should they be interested in Cat? We got to get to what Mike Brown said about his contract status too as we roll on Sactown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
At Fasteners Inc., we believe adding quality power tools to your lineup shouldn't break the bank. That's why we're hosting the biggest Milwaukee tool sale of the year in Sacramento. On top of insane deals on Milwaukee power tools, all Milwaukee pack-out storage boxes, hand tools, and tool accessories will be 25% off. So come on down on April 27th to the Milwaukee Tool Sanity Sale at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power and Road in Sacramento. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today. What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Truck Month?
We are very excited to be celebrating 75 years in business by doing what we do best, helping you get the truck you need for less. Right now, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. And with over 500 new Rams available, you won't find a better selection in all of California.
Wow, 75 years? That is amazing.
It all started with my grandpa and great-grandpa's dream, and it's grown over the years to where we've had a chance to serve tens of thousands of customers and show them there's something special about Hoblet you just can't get at those big city auto mall dealerships.
Come experience the difference at California's #1 Ram truck dealer. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
11,000 total net savings after 5,000 factory rebates and 6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Cap to qualify. 500 first responder bonus cash. Must be current member of eligible first responder association. More than 5 of this total net savings. See dealer for details.
ZZ Top, the Elevation Tour. Friday, May 3rd, 7:30 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley with special guest Fog Hat. ZZ Top playing all their classic hits. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Tug Shed, new dog treatment sensors, and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
And so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
We just got started, and the whole show is in the fiery grip of a controversy already. Today, of course, Mike Brown and Monty McNair had their end-of-the-year press conferences, and Monty stated that he's going to look at all options. I think he was asked about the core, who's untouchable, basically said, we're looking at all of our options. So we're helping him look at all options, including some talented players who could be available, some talented players who are expected to possibly be available. We came across this once again from Woj, who talked about Minnesota. They've got new ownership coming in potentially. Those new owners, A-Rod and Mark Lore, have already made it clear they want to lower payroll, which would mean that if they want to drop payroll by about $25 million, then somebody like Jaden McDaniels, somebody like Carl Anthony Towns could be available. If you're a Kings fan, are you interested in Karl Anthony Towns? Drape says he is, and he's got a lot of company.
Yeah, I'm all in on Karl Anthony Towns. You're talking about not just a 2010 guy, a 25-10 guy, maybe a 27-10 guy, a guy that's the best shooting big man in the NBA, a guy that's on the timeline. When you look at his age, what is he, 28? I think I had him at? Yeah, 28. So he fits perfectly with Domas and De'Aaron. This is a guy that's a multiple-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star. And we got people, Jay, saying no, thank you.
I'm with Jay.
I just don't like his character.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like you know we're not getting that kind of talent from anywhere else, right? Where else can you get a 4-time All-Star? Like
in the NBA?
That. Yes, in the NBA. Like what other guys you going to trade for?
If I'm hunting for Cat, then I'm also hunting for other people too.
Which would be hard to do because he would cost a lot.
He'd cost a lot. But, and here's the thing, those other people, we're talking if he's available. 4-time All-Stars don't just come available every single week or year. You know?
If they do, there's a reason why they are.
And Minnesota's reason is they want to get under the cap. Not because Karl Anthony Towns is horrible. They don't want him. He's flamed out or anything like that. It's a financial decision.
Yeah.
That Minnesota, that's the context.
Yes, but there are other people on the roster. I mean, they'd say, well, he's the one that'd have to go.
Well, Rudy Gobert, you can get rid of him. You know, you can get rid of him. His value's probably not as high as Karl Anthony Towns. Who else you going to get rid of? Mike Conley, his value's not as high.
Get rid of Ant-Man.
And get rid of Ant-Man. And so
you're winning.
Okay.
You're winning the voting. Unofficially. We don't have an official tally.
I only got 1-0 on the callers so far, on the call line.
339-1140, pardon me, 1-800-920-1140. Will is back with us today. Hello, Will. How are you?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Great. Thank you for hanging on. We appreciate it.
Hey, Whitey, I love you, man. I'm going to come back to you in a minute. But Jay, you're my boy. You're my boy, Jay. But I got to disagree with you on this one, man. If we can get Cat or either Nas Reed, somebody like that with some size, some length, and some athleticism, that'll help Domas out big time. Because when you think about it, a 7-foot number one, he was the number 1 overall pick the year he was drafted. Cat was, and he could bust a rock, he could shoot, and then it'll clear it up for Domas. Because when Domas play athletic big teams, he struggles big time in the post. But if you got Cat on the wing, they can't double team him and cause him to make all those turnovers and things like that. Okay, but let me get to Whitey.
Yeah.
And KD, I love you, man. Hey, look, I love you guys because you feeling me. The guys this morning hung up in my face, man.
Oh.
Check it out. Because what you were saying, Whitey, what we were saying, I mean, Brown gonna bring up if they'd hit 2 or 3 more free throws. I mean, that was so ridiculous when they lost at least 6, 7, 8 games. They should have won, period, because they had double-digit leads and they couldn't stop anybody. And then they were talking about they had a better defensive team this year. Maybe statistically, maybe, but how many times did we blow double-digit leads in the second half? Because we didn't stop anybody. And then my man really got me, man, McNair, when he actually said he had no regrets. I mean, you know, me and you as grown men and KD and Jay, we have regrets every week, man. We do something. I should have done that. I should have tried something. We was all talking about the trading deadline, who they can go after, who they can try to do. And then you don't come on your press conference end of the league, end of the year press conference and say, I have no regrets. That just turned me off.
All
right, fellas.
Yeah. Thank you, Will.
Coming in hot. I love it.
That's a great point he raised because, Mike, and again, we'll get to Mike. And we all want Mike to be here a long time. But when he talked about the offense, and hey, someone pointed out to me, it's funny because he said, I'm not an analytics guy, but somebody pointed out to me that if we made free throws like we did last year, the offense would be much better. But we know, maybe that's true, maybe whatever. We know the offense this year, there were problems with the offense, and it wasn't as simple as they made more free throws, the offense would have been fine. Right?
Yeah,
right? That was not the problem.
All right, you try to get me. No, you're right. You're right. And I think Mike is oversimplifying it. It wasn't just.
I get
like
the
you
point
said.
that he's making.
Right. I get the point. It's true. If you would have made your free throws and you would have shot like last year's clip, you would have won more games. But there were more glaring issues offensively than just making some free throws or just making some more open threes. I felt like the offense bogged down. Like the freedom of movement, the crispness, like teams took that away from you late in the season. And so, and I've said it a million times, what's your plan B offensively when it breaks down? Give it to De'Aaron, get out the way. Give it to Malik, get out the way. No, I need a little more, original play calling, a little more diversified play calling from the squad.
Do you have somebody that you know that lives near you named Lawrence Dubois?
I do not.
Lawrence Dubois says Draper should be the guy to help Monty shape the upcoming roster.
You know what?
Yeah, and then we'd have Wiggins,
Zach LaVine. Who else?
Maybe that wouldn't be bad. I don't know.
Karl Anthony Towns. Hey, man, that could be a winning. Oh, Lawrence, I appreciate that, man. That would be. I'd love to do some front office work, man. That kind of thing. Come on, man. That's stuff I dream about.
That's
man.
fun until you're wrong on.
And then you're wrong, right?
Yeah.
That job is woo.
Yeah. Heavens to Resin says if Cat had interest in being anything other than a liability on D, he might be worth multiple first and role players. I'd rather trade way less for defensive-minded four like Bobby Portis or Jaren Jackson Jr., who's getting a lot of mention.
This is the, I'm sorry we opened up this Pandora's box because what's happening is you got a lot of people chiming in on this that have no idea what they're talking about. And I'm talking about Heavens to Resin. He said, I'd rather trade away less for Bobby Portis. I'd rather have Bobby Portis on this team than Karl Anthony Towns. Is that what you're saying, Heavens to Resin?
If he has to give up less, I get what he's saying.
We don't even know. That wasn't even the conversation. Who knows what you got to give up for Karl Anthony Towns? They're trying to dump some salary. I don't know, but my thing is, why are we talking about Karl Anthony Towns being a liability when the team that he's on is the number one defensive team in the NBA? Think about this, Whitey. If he's such a defensive liability, maybe you surround him with better defensive players. And we know for a fact that defense was not the problem this year. We just talked about how their top 15 defense. We just talked about how the offense was horrible at times.
So are you saying he's not a bad defender, or are you saying it doesn't matter that he is a bad defender?
I'm saying it doesn't matter that he's a bad defender because, as Minnesota proves, you can start him and have him play 30-plus minutes and still be the number one defensive team. Don't tell me he doesn't play defense, and that's the reason why you don't want him when he doesn't play defense and Minnesota wants him, and they're number one in defense. Come on, man. What are we talking
You know where I am on this whole thing? I'm back to Jeremy Grant.
Oh, my God.
I'm back. The Jeremy Grant bus. I'm back on it.
Tell me why.
Because he could shoot. He could play multiple positions.
Cat.
He has played every role on good teams from.
Has he really?
He started out on some good teams where he was just a guy. He was a defensive-minded player, stopper, and then he went on and became a star, an offensive
this
foundation.
Is
he has.
But Kings fan.
What did I say that's wrong?
No, I'm just flabbergasted that you guys went on Karl Anthony Towns. Like
he's soft.
No, he's not. Look at. I'll take 26. I'll take 25 and 9 soft any day of the week. We need to upgrade the talent.
That's box score now. Don't do that.
No, because here's the thing, Jay. You can have a bunch of tough guys that don't have any skill. Go for it. True. You can have that. This guy is skill. This guy is an up. 5 years ago, there was talking, who's better, Towns or Anthony Davis? Remember that discussion?
Yeah.
Exactly. And he's only 28. Like, I don't believe there's any, like, and you're saying I'd rather have Jeremy Grant, or I'd rather have Bobby Portis. Or I'm like, this is Karl Anthony Towns, a 4-time All-Star, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He didn't have a lot of postseason success. You have to admit.
Neither do we.
I know, so that doesn't seem like a great match.
Now, does Jeremy Grant have?
No, he doesn't. That's a good point.
Okay,
it's a very good point.
I mean, come on, man.
I think he has more. Well,
I
have to look it up.
I throw out a guy,
some.
and everybody looks for the warts in that guy.
No, I already saw those warts before you threw them out.
We're having a Twitter argument on radio right now. It's man, this guy is playing great. It's like the LeBron James argument. Man, LeBron is the GOAT. Well, he didn't do this. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. That's what we're having right now with Karl Anthony Towns. I say Karl Anthony Towns is great. You guys say, well, he doesn't play defense. He's not tough. You know, it's like, come on.
You want me to pretend I think he's the best player ever?
No, I want you to be.
Yeah,
he would be an upgrade for us.
Talent-wise, yes.
No doubt.
That's why you got to look at it. And when we come back, we'll look at Mike Brown and what he had to say about his future as the coach of the Kings. Next, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for Are you? He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Some people just know safe drivers save more with Allstate. Just like they know that's the mating call of a blue-footed booby and not a green-footed booby. Yeah, some people know that. And they know if you're a safe driver, you can save up to 40% with Allstate. Ain't that something?
Based on the national average premium savings for Allstate customers with a clean driving record versus those without. Savings vary by state and based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
Active Liver is one of many award-winning health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at Amazon.com or for a volume discount, visit newnordicusa.com. Available as a tablet or delicious sugar-free gummy. Protect and help your liver the easy and effective way with Active Liver at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Were you recently in a car accident? Don't let the insurance companies push you around. Turn to the experts at Gonzalez Law. Our team specializes in car accident cases, wrongful termination, and criminal defense, fighting tirelessly to get you the compensation and justice you deserve. With years of experience and a track record of success, we don't settle for less, and neither should you. Visit SacLegalDefense.com or call 916-304-9187 for a free consultation. Gonzalez Law, your advocate in the fight for justice.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. In the Folsom Auto Mall, you can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
Yesterday, we went back and forth a little bit on Mike Brown and his future. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, Kyle, but I know I got the sense you think that the whole Mike Brown's future being an issue is a little overblown.
I think right now, yes. Yeah. Having that discussion right now is a little overblown.
What did you think of the fact that he commented on? Well, he was asked, but what did you think of? We'll play it here. But what did you think of the fact that he was asked about it today?
I thought it was really interesting that the way he phrased it. You know, he has 2 years on the deal, but the last year is a mutual option. He phrased it, and we'll hear this from him, that he has 1 year left on his deal, and the way he made it sound, and we'll play this is. It's not a concern for him. He didn't say, yes, I'd love to re-sign with Sacramento right now. He basically made it sound like we'll cross that bridge when it's up, which to me leaves open a lot of different things. Like you could get re-signed, somebody else could hire you, another offer could come. And so he did not clear it up today. He only, in my opinion, created more questions.
Interesting. Yeah, and I believe it was Jason Anderson from the B asking the question. Mike Brown today on his Kings future at his press conference.
It's not really at the end of the day. I have 1 year left on my deal. Everybody knows that. But I'm excited about being here. I'm excited about our future, and so I'm going to go into this summer trying to figure out how we can be better next year, and then next year trying to attack it because, again, we're disappointed we're not playing and we feel like we left some things on the table.
So you think he has 1 more year and then there's the mutual option.
Yeah.
Do you think he's trying to swing it back in his favor, like implying, I don't have to stay here after this year if I don't want to?
I don't know if that's what he was trying to do, but that option sounded like it could be available. And I'm trying to figure out when he said, Jay, can you play that for me one more time? I want to hear this one more time, Jay, because when he said, we'll attack it next year, was he talking about the contract next year or we'll attack the schedule next year? And so I wasn't sure exactly what he was saying on that.
You want to hear that again?
Yeah, Jay. Yeah, let's hear that one more time.
It's not really at the end of the day. I have 1 year left on my deal. Everybody knows that. But I'm excited about being here. I'm excited about our future, and so I'm going to go into this summer trying to figure out how we can be better next year, and then next year trying to attack it because, again, we're disappointed we're not playing and we feel like we left some things on the table.
Yeah, I hear that as him saying next year we're going to attack it. The
contract
being
being better. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't like he didn't really answer it though, right? We knew everything he just said. We knew you had a 2 years left, 1 year with the option.
Did you think it was interesting though? I have a year left. Everybody knows that. It depends how you look at it. You have 2 years technically.
Like I say 2 years,
Yeah.
Like the fact that when he said it immediately, that's the thing I thought. 1 year he's already.
Yeah.
I didn't like the sound
He's
of
talking
that.
to somebody there.
Yeah, he's talking to somebody.
Yeah. Like, I like it here, but we have to get something done at some point.
Yeah. And
it's interesting how many people now, I don't know what the percentage is, but a lot of Kings fans say, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd want him, which again, to me,
that's crazy. Yeah, he's been the best coach since Adelman, since he's been here. And here's the thing about that, one thing, and I don't know Mike that well, and I don't want to speak for him, but when you operate from a position of strength, which I think he's in, you have to understand and know your value. And so he may not, and I don't know this, I'm just saying, like, let's say I'm coaching the Sacramento Kings. Sure, I may want to be back, but I may not. I don't know. Might want to keep my options open too, because Mike Brown knows his value. And so I was shocked that he said 1 year left, because if you only have 1 year left, you don't want a lame duck coach, right? You don't want.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And so
to me, that's in a way just kind of subtly nudging it back towards, I have some options here too.
Yeah, exactly. It's not all just on the team.
Yeah,
right.
It's not like, I gotta hope they re-sign me. Yeah, I want to be here, but maybe I won't want to be here in a year.
Right, yeah. and that's what my point. I don't think Mike cleared up anything. It only raised more questions, if you ask me. Somebody asked, me that question. Yeah, I saw that story. Hey guys, I'm here in Sacramento. This is where I want to be. I'm only focused on trying to do what's best for this organization and this team. Bam, end of story. Like, he kind of,
But if I'm the coach of the team and I can deal with that, and, he's been through it, he can. I don't know how much value there is in the court of public opinion, but if I have a team that I have helped become successful again, and I have people ask me, hey, what's up with your contract? That helps me, right? Because it's like, I don't know. Hey, what's going on with the contract? Yeah, I don't know.
And then ownership or whatever
hears
that.
Right? Puts a little heat on
them, right?
Like when people go, well, why isn't he signed? What's going on? Well, it's not his fault, clearly, because he wants to be here.
Maybe a little gamesmanship.
So, a little bit.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but I can see what you mean. It sort of puts it on ownership to like, hey, how come you guys haven't approached Mike?
Maybe there's no benefit in that, but there might be some.
Yeah.
It certainly doesn't hurt.
But I think you said it, we all agree, me, you, and Jay at least, we want Mike back. Like what he's done for the organization, I think he's stabilized it. I think he's legitimized it. And, if you let Mike go, and you talked about it yesterday, the history of the Kings, we go back to being one of the laughing stocks in the league again. And what respected coach would want to come and be a part of this if you let Mike Brown go too? I feel like it's taken us a while to be able to attract a guy like Mike Brown and sort of clean things up and clean up our reputation. Don't go backwards by letting him go.
Yeah, I think he knows that too. When we come back, Eric Pincus, who is a capologist, and Eric Pincus is a national NBA writer for Bleacher Report. He joins us with more on the Kings, the Cap, and contention down the road. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family.
They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and the wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at plumaspinesgolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit plumaspinesgolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's plumaspinesgolf.com.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
When I want to stretch out after a long day, my sofa needs to be comfortable, but it also needs to look attractive and inviting when guests come to visit. I am Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. We spend so much time on our living room sofas that we forget they're a focal point and a hint to our decorating tastes. Right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings sofa sale, you can save on every sofa, including gallery-exclusive custom-ordered FlexSteel furniture. Whether you're interested in a new sofa, sectional, or recliner, you can choose from hundreds of colors and fabrics. Nobody has more styles and choices than Naturewood Home Furnishings. And when it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop Naturewood for the look you love at a price you'll love even more. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable sofa sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
This segment is brought to you by Kia Vacville. Check them out at KiaVacville.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
There's some nervousness in the air, some tension. Half hour from now or so, we're going to find out who the NBA Sixth Man of the Year is. It's got to be Malik, right?
Got to be
Nothing to worry
Malik,
about.
right? They can't get it wrong, right?
about.
They can't do that to Sacramento. Disrespect us again? No way.
Maybe our next guest can shed some light on that as well as some other things. He's a capologist and salary cap strategist, national NBA writer for Bleacher Report. Eric Pincus with us. Eric, thank you so much for your time. Any insight you can share with us? You think Sacramento's going to be celebrating Malik Monk's Sixth Man of the Year award today?
I think that's the favorite. Okay. Now, Naz Reid has a challenge to make because the Wolves are arguably the best team in the West, or at least tied. Or I forget how they finished, but like it was right there.
Yeah,
Sometimes they look at team performance which we can debate whether they should or not. I got to know Malik a little bit in LA. I enjoyed his personality. I think he was an integral part of what the Kings were doing. And then if you look sort of at their trajectory late in the year, kind of coincides with him being hurt. Doesn't that, if anything, bolster the case of how important he is?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's a slam dunk then. That's what you're saying. It's a slam dunk. Malik's going to get it. All right.
Look, if it were up to me, that's my decision. But I'm not in charge, so let's see what happens.
Eric, let me ask you, man. I'm reading some of the stuff you wrote for Bleacher Report. Some great stuff out there. A 3-team trade to make Golden State Warriors a title contender. Trae Young landing spots. Donovan Mitchell. You got all this stuff out here.
Yes, but I had them change that headline.
Did you?
I don't. Oh boy, yeah, that was you're touching on a nerve. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
which one? The Warriors
Golden State Warriors one. Yeah, like the point of the article was, if you don't know, like when you write a story for a paper, an outlet, the editor puts the headline
right,
in, and that was not the working headline. And it's all good. My editors are the best. I love what they do. I didn't like that headline.
A little misleading on the headline there. Okay,
it's more of like how the Warriors can get out of the tax and still make the fans happy by keeping Clay. I don't think contender belongs in that.
Well, I was going to ask you, what about Sacramento? I don't see any Sacramento possible 3-team trades or things they could. Is there anything that you think the Kings can do to improve this offseason?
So, like the main issue that they face is pretty clear, is that Malik Monk is the free agent that they need to retain. And they've only had him for 2 years. So they have a limit on what they can pay him. It's basically a raise of about 175%. So let's call it $18 million. I'm rounding, but let's say it's $18 million. There's at least a possibility that one of the teams with cap space could go higher. Not a lot of teams have cap space. Like do the Spurs decide Malik Monk is the guy to add to this? Do the Pistons, the Magic? Like we can argue it, we could debate it. I think, I don't know what Malik wants to do, but I think what the Kings have to offer is limited. But what's challenging is if you pay Malik the most you can pay him, which I'm going to assume they do, there's not much room left to add in terms of spending. They have maybe $7 million more that they can add in a player before you start to run into some of these tax and apron issues. They have these restrictions in the NBA based on spending. So when I look at the Kings, the way I see it is they need to shed some money. So it's to give them greater flexibility to add. So it's if you want to add, you have to subtract. And I think that might mean getting out of a player. Now, obviously Kevin Huerter got hurt. I guess that didn't mean the pun there. Chris Duarte probably hasn't really filled the role that they had hoped. They could move. I thought Davion did some things in the playoffs, or the play-in rather. And Davion is, you see what value he has, but his role is diminished a little bit with Keon Ellis. There are players, even Vezenkov. You can make Harrison Barnes. Like there are moves they could make. If you're saying the core of this team is Sabonis and Fox and keeping Malik Monk and Keegan, then the question is who else needs to stay? You probably keep Keon Ellis and a little bit more, maybe other guys, but they have the flexibility, I think, to make some moves. It's just a question of how do you execute? What are you looking for? What are you looking to add?
Eric Pincus is with us, the NBA national writer for Bleacher Report. Does the dollar amount of the Sabonis contract, does that limit the Kings' flexibility, Eric?
Well, I mean, it's all, just essentially like, a math equation. Like you have a limit on what you're going to be able to spend within these aprons and tax. Now, if the Kings commit to being a luxury tax team, that's not punishing. It's only punishing in money. Sometimes for an owner of a team, that matters. I don't know where the Kings are on that. There are some teams who stay away from the tax forever. And we can argue that over the course of the Kings run where they were, not very good for like my daughter's entire lifetime and she's in high school. Like
that wasn't really necessary.
Yeah, that was a shot right there. That was a shot right there.
I mean, it's true, but was it necessary?
Yes, but they weren't a taxpayer. So the fact that they weren't paying tax, was that relative to lack of success? Or was that what some people might say is, maybe an owner being cheap? I don't look at it that way because what did the team have to pay? they weren't winning. So you're not going to overinvest in a non-winning squad. Now they're starting to reach that line where you say, well, this is a competitive team, and I know that things didn't go the way they wanted, certainly injury related, but at some point you have to decide where that line is. And what's good is the rules have softened a little bit, where just being in the tax, it doesn't take away any of your tools when it comes to building your team. It just costs the ownership extra money, or the team budget takes a little bit of a hit, but it's just money.
And it's not our money, so
easier to spend someone else's money. But where you start to run into the restrictions is in these aprons. And what these aprons do is they start to take away your tools. So if you want to, there's a $13 million, we're rounding, called the mid-level exception. And you can go find the best free agent at $13 million. But if you spend it, you're committing to a line that you won't cross. And that's where the Kings are struggling. Not, that's where Sabonis' money, maybe if they hadn't paid him as much, but also he had a hell of a season. He's one of the best big men in the league, and you pay for talent. So that's an example of them not, being cheap and ownership saying we need to make sure he sticks around. And it's certainly a good sign, at least, that they'll go over the tax. But when it comes to, like, let's say you pay, if you're the Kings, you pay Monk, you only have about $7 million under that line to spend. If you do trade one or two more players, we're talking about a Duarte or something like that, you might be able to get up to that $13 million. And then you can get, among the better free agents out there, because there's just not a lot of money. There's also not a great free agent class,
right?
But they don't need, you're not looking for a Fox or Sabonis or even a Monk in free agency. You're looking for a good player who could either start or be your sixth man. I mean, whatever, seventh man if Monk is that.
Right.
Someone who's in your rotation. This is not a team that needs an overhaul. This is a really fun team. They can score when they're focused. They defend. They're not the best defensive team, but they can certainly score. And so I like where they're going. I think the big question is obviously keeping Malik and making sure one of those teams that does have money doesn't steal him away, because that would be a setback. And unfortunately, there's no real way around it as far as the Kings can't pay Malik more. To do so, you'd have to cut a lot of salary just to be able to pay him more. It's not realistic. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that one unfolds.
Hey, Eric, let me ask you this, because, I'm looking at the contenders, and it seems like spending money, going into the tax, whatever apron it is, does not necessarily dictate or indicate that you'll be a championship contender, but it seems like to be a contender, you need to spend the money. Can you compete in today's NBA without being a tax team?
So I did an analysis, I think, last year before the playoffs. So we're talking about before last year, and exactly half of the teams that had gotten to the NBA Finals, and I think even the conference finals, had been in the tax, but the other half had not. So it's not necessarily indicative of where you are. For instance, if you are the Thunder and you have players like Jalen Williams, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, they haven't been paid yet in terms of their big contracts. Obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's getting paid, but they haven't really fully invested yet. And just by circumstance of where they are, they don't need to be a high payroll team to be very, very good. And then you look separately at the Timberwolves, and they had paid Cat, they traded for Gobert. That's about $100 million just in those two guys, which is a lot of money. Even in the NBA, that's a lot of money. So that's a team that, if that works, and so far this year it's been great, but they have next year, they have Jaden McDaniels money kicking in. And they have Anthony Edwards, who's a max guy. So they're going to have this ridiculous payroll that isn't necessarily sustainable. So it's one of those things where if you have the right players and you've invested in them, then yes. But if you've invested, for instance, in a few years ago, John Collins in Atlanta with Trae Young and Capella and whatever, all the players that they had, it didn't amount to enough as far as quality. So I think it's spending the money wisely, and just also where you are in Wembanyama, like the Spurs are, he's at $10 or $11, $12 million right now. So he's also, incredible. How quickly did they become really good? It might be in 2-3 years before they're even paying him what he's going to get. They may be able to be really, really good before they're fully invested.
There are going to be a lot of moving parts this offseason for the NBA, of course, and of course for the Kings. And one guy who can help you keep track of that, NBA writer for Bleacher Report, Eric Pincus. Eric, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. And we're remembering now you promised us that Malik was going to win Sixth Man of the Year.
Okay, yeah, I promise.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right, talk to you soon.
When we come right back, how long will the window stay open for this current Kings group? Next, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sactown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
I hope Monty McNair is checking out the comments on YouTube, because we've got some great suggestions here in comments. We appreciate it. Also on the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Our thanks to Eric Pincus for joining us. I didn't get all of what he said, the math
he said
formulas.
He said a lot.
I mean, it's accurate and it's true. It's just, you start to get kind of an ice cream headache sometimes.
Right.
So
Yeah. There was a lot to unpack there. And I don't, it sounded like the Kings are in a tough spot unless they want to be a tax team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he said if you sign Malik, then you only got like $7 million or $8 million. And
then you got to start moving.
You got to start moving guys.
How about this from the great Antonio Ray Harvey?
Oh, our guy.
Have you heard from him before on the chat?
I don't think I've seen him on the chat before.
I don't think I have either. He says it was a disappointing season for the Kings, and he would know he was there every game. Missed the playoffs behind horrendous losses. It'll be more disappointing if Malik Monk walks. I know it's kind of, if he doesn't win Sixth Man of the Year and then he leaves, we're not going to be that upset about it, right? But we won't know if he's going to leave until after we find out who wins the award.
The Sixth Man, yeah.
How are you feeling about that? The likelihood of him leaving today? Because I go
of him leaving.
Yeah,
I still think he'll probably leave.
Yeah,
I just think the money will be too much to overcome or overlook. I don't know, man. I get the, if we lose Malik, it'll be horrible. Tony Harvey said more disappointing if Malik Monk leaves. From a basketball standpoint, let's have this talk. From a basketball standpoint, not knowing what we would do to replace Malik, from a wins and loss standpoint, how devastating would it be, you think?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because I think what it does is your ceiling becomes a little lower without Malik. Like you can still win games, but we go into next season not thinking we're a top 4, top 5, top 6 team without Malik, unless we sign somebody to replace him. But in terms of just the everyday, you could still beat the Lakers and, it's just, I think we'll have to revamp are expectations for this team if we lose a guy like Malik?
It's really unusual for a team to have a guy who's so valuable and you don't really have the wherewithal to offer him more money, because he's vitally important, not only in terms of what he does offensively. Now he can play both guard positions, but also he is part of the emotional core of the team. In many ways, he's the emotional leader of the team. He's invaluable. You don't find another guy like Jared McCain is a really good prospect, and if you get the 13th pick, he's a good shooter. Maybe you bring him in, and maybe he's like a 6-man type. Okay, great. But best case scenario, he ain't Malik Monk.
Right, he's not Malik Monk.
You know?
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's whoever you draft, and you got to look at the timeline too. Like whoever you draft is not going to be ready to come in and be, 6-man, play 30 minutes a night like Malik Monk did. And, I go back to, and somebody on the text line from the 530 asked this question, and I forget who we had on yesterday, and they talked about it. Was Monty cheap in only giving Malik a 2-year deal?
That was Bobby Marks yesterday.
Bobby Marks, yeah. He said if we would have given him the 3-year deal, we could have offered him more. We would have had his bird right. Like we only got his partial bird rights now. 3-year deal, he would have played this upcoming season. Then you got his full bird rights, and you could offer him. But I go back to, we didn't know Malik was going to be this at the time we brought him in. So it wasn't a cheap thing. It was, you know what? 2 years, let's see how it goes kind of thing. Prove it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, because even Malik said, I think he just said recently, I haven't had 2 good years in a row like this before.
Right.
Even he said that.
Yeah.
So why would you give that guy a 3-year deal?
3-year deal. Exactly. And so credit to Malik, and Monty talked about this earlier. He's made it difficult for the Kings. He's outplayed this contract, and he's earned whatever deal he's going to get.
Here's what your buddy Hollinger said in The Athletic this week about the Kings. He said, I think I mentioned this yesterday, theoretically, they're set up for a solid half-decade run, but in this conference, they may need to take some risks just to tread water, let alone move up, because it's so tough in the West. But a half-year run of relevance with the possibility that you bust through and maybe you actually start climbing the ladder in the West, I think everybody would be on board for that. But if you do something wrong this offseason, you end up slipping, and then that's tough to make up in the years to come.
And it's a tough position Monty's in, because, you look at all the other teams and the way they've constructed their roster. And, I brought up Phoenix earlier. They swung for it with Bradley Beal. Somebody yelled at me, hey, they're in the playoffs, so it worked. And I'm like, no, not really. Like, they were going to be a playoff team probably without Bradley.
That's a
Beal.
really risky way to put a team together.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's – but here's the thing, Whitey. I think because of the landscape of the Western Conference, you have to take more risk now. We mentioned it, Minnesota, OKC, New Orleans, because the West has gotten so – you're in danger of being left behind. We just saw this team as constructed could not make the playoffs. I want to hear about injuries. I don't want to hear about losing games to teams we should beat.
Miss free throws.
The bottom line is they didn't get it done.
Thank you.
They didn't get it done, right? And so there's no way that you can run it back when I believe the West is probably going to be even tougher next year. Like, trust me, I don't think the Warriors are going to just sit back and sit on their hands and fingers and just run it back, and whatever happens. San Antonio is going to be better. So Monty has to do something this offseason.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you want to participate, Doug joins us on Sactown Sports. Hey, Doug, what's up?
Gentlemen, how are you?
Good. Is this Doug Christie?
No, this is the guy who is. We talked at the beginning of the year, coaching high school basketball.
Oh, yeah.
That was 1-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up 27-0.
Wow.
Okay.
If you were Doug Christie, I was going to congratulate you on being the summer league. Well, it looks like he'll be the summer league coach, but I'm sorry, I got the wrong Doug.
What?
Yeah.
That's okay. But also, I think you were saying that your son is over there at Vista Del Lago. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So I am applying for the freshman job over there.
Are you really?
Yeah.
They got rid of my boy Jay after 1 year. Their freshman coach lasted 1 season in Vista.
Hey, you have to have some thick skin to go in and make that.
Yeah, it's a tough job. It's a tough job.
It is. And parents, we can get rid of them damn parents, Oh, I'm sorry, you won. So my deal is, hey, I've been listening to the station forever, and I'm telling you, having Bobby Marks on yesterday and the gentleman that was just on that you was talking about, I've learned more about CBA stuff and what you can do, what you can't do, and your hands are tied. And I really like whoever program manager or whatever you guys decide to do. That was very informative.
That's Jay. You got to give Jay his props.
Yeah, Jay hooked that up.
I talked to Jay at the beginning.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, hey, they're getting rid of people. Jay, you still got a job? And he laughed. So, so that I just want to say that it's very informative for the fans because there's a lot of people that speak from their heart and stuff, and they leave their brain out of it. So, hey, I'm just, I'm hoping that we make a move. Hey, I like your Carl Anthony Towns. Anything that can work that would help to move the needle. Yeah. I want to go in and just get another guy that you can just fill your bench with. So if we can move the needle in the offseason here and Monty can go in and pull a rabbit out of his hat, it'll be wonderful. Have a great call the rest of the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doug. Good to hear from you. How about Steven on Sactown Sports? Steven, how are you?
I'm well. How are you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Steven?
Not much, man. Not much. This is the thing that I've kind of like come to the conclusion of. So I make it very well known that I listen to the show literally every day, and I cannot express it enough. I literally listen to the morning show, the midday show, and I literally listen to you guys every day. And if I could surmise one thing, you cannot make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. And if you want to get good, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And in order for you to make those sacrifices, in order for you to get better and improve, whether in basketball, your team, life, whatever, you got to break a few eggs in order to make that omelet. You got to get uncomfortable, and you got to be uncomfortable in order to grow, in order to change. Because growth doesn't come naturally. You got to go through the motions. You got to hit your head on the wall a few times. It's going to happen. So I've been hard on Brown. I'm going to try to close this up here. I've been hard on Brown as far as play calling all season. I've been saying that I've been upset and emotional. I'm one of those guys because I felt like Monty sat on his hands. But this this postseason presser today, again, they're not going to tell us everything. They're not going to tell us, hey, I spoke to Malik last night. I spoke to Kevin last night. We're good. We're running this back. We're running this back. No way. No. They're not going to do that. They're going to play the GM role. They're going to use their expertise, and they're going to weave their way through the questions while being respectful, because they don't want to disrespect anybody. They want to answer your question to be respectful to you, because everyone has a job to do. But they also have a job to do as well. And their job is to not open up their entire hand and give you and show their hand to
That's
everybody
what I'm talking
and their
about.
mom.
See, Whitey, I've been trying to tell you that. Exactly. Whitey wants answers and everything, Steven. I'm with you on that.
Can't give up. We can't expect them to give you the answers because you want the answers.
Exactly, Whitey.
Thank you, Steven.
Hold up.
You tell them, Steven. Go ahead.
No. But still, I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just trying to be the man of reason. Gotcha. I'm trying to be the voice of reason here. So gotcha. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Steven, man. All right.
I didn't say what all the answers. What I want is, we could have done this, and it's like a guy plays golf. What'd you shoot? And an average guy will go, well, I had one rim out on 17, and it took me 2 to get out of a bunker on 6. Where normally, it's like, well, what'd you shoot? And a PGA Tour golfer, what'd you shoot? 68. That's it.
Whitey, just because you want answers,
I just don't want to hear about what if we shot more free throws, and what the percentage shot last year, we would be 6th in offensive rating. And if Malik misses some of those game winners last year, hey, that's all. That's all. Thank you, Steven. We're all nervous around here because we're anxiously awaiting word.
Oh, yeah.
It should be coming up. The announcement should be coming up on the NBA 6 Man of the Year. Will it be Malik? We hope to have that answer when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with insulation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass. Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
Nothing tastes better than a craft beer on a beautiful afternoon. Sunrise Marketplace is transforming the Sunrise Mall parking lot into a backyard hangout on May 18th, featuring the best craft breweries, home brewers, cideries, meaderies, and distilleries, plus food trucks, backyard games, and one of the best events happening this year. Tickets are on sale now at shopsmp.com. Use discount code BREW24 for $5 off general admission. Every ticket helps support Citrus Heights Heart and Citrus Heights Rotary.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Tug Shed, new dog treatment sensors, and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
This is Kenny and Jerry from Bell Brothers Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Everyone knows that a group of fish is called a school, but did you know a group of giraffes is called a tower? Or how about a murder of crows, a quiver of cobras, a shadow of jaguars, a shiver of sharks, or a zeal of zebras? Wild, huh? So what do you call a group of Bell Brothers plumbers? They don't fit into any of the traditional plumber stereotypes. They're clean and well-dressed. They're on time and courteous. They're well-trained and friendly. They're exactly the kind of people you'd be comfortable and confident to invite into your home. That's why we proudly call them our family of plumbers. If you need a drain cleared or any other plumbing service, we'll send one of the family right over to help you out. Call Bell Brothers at 916-444-1234, or you can find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Hey, UC Davis fans, Aggie football season tickets are available now. Whether you're coming out to see the dynamic, fast-paced offense under new head coach Tim Plow and All-American running back Land Larison, or bringing the kids out to roll down the grass hills and run on the field at halftime's more your speed, UC Davis Football Games has something for everyone. Secure your 6 Saturday games now with a season ticket package by calling the ticket office at 530-752-2471 or go online at ucdavisaggies.com/tickets. Go Ags!
home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
We're just moments away from the announcement, the official announcement on the NBA Sixth Man of the Year. Drapes, I'm getting unpleasant flashbacks to when we were announcing the All-Stars.
All-Star team,
We're sitting right here. It's like, wait, what?
Where's Domas at?
Yeah. So they're going to be announcing it on NBA Tip-Off, right?
Yes, here on TNT. Yep.
Sharing that when that becomes available to us. Some interesting thoughts here on the text line from the 831. If we lose Malik, both Monty, well, it says Monterey, but both Monty and Vivek will understand how massive of a loss that would be. Hopefully it doesn't happen. If it does, I see Monty having to take a major swing this offseason to improve this roster.
So losing Malik would lead to a major swing.
According to the 831. I could see maybe losing Malik. I could see making a major swing. I didn't see them as connected. Perhaps they are.
I didn't think so. I think even if they do, you still need a major swing, right? I mean, we didn't make the playoffs. We're a 6 seed or something like that. Maybe you can afford to make some minor tweaks, but I think you need a major swing this offseason.
And Drapes was just telling me during the break that he thinks Monk leaving would be like OKC letting Harden go after he won 6th Man of the Year.
No, not at all.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's actually a text.
Yeah, that's a text from the 209. Like,
need to keep Monk or we'll regret it.
Like OKC letting Harden go after he won 6th Man of the Year.
Remember why they did that? It was basically a matter of Harden or
Serge Ibaka. Right, exactly. And they felt with Westbrook and Durant already, Oh, they're about to announce 6th Man of the Year. Malik Monk, Bobby Portis, and Naz Reid, your finalists. We're all watching it live. What you say?
Let's go live.
You want to go live?
TNT? Yeah.
We could do that?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Shaq's about to read the winner. And he's opening the envelope.
And he pulls it out.
Crossed.
Oh, he's smiling.
He's really playing
and
this
the
up.
2024
Here we go. Let's listen in.
Kia 6th Man Award goes to Naz Reid.
Boo! Boo! That's weak. That is weak. Naz Reid? See, man, this is what's upsetting to me.
I knew it was coming and it still hurts.
Yes, we knew it was probably going to be that.
By the way, great work, Jay. Thank you.
Jay, I don't know how you did that, man. I didn't know we had the technical capabilities to do such a thing. But Naz Reid wasn't mentioned as 6th Man of the Year until like the last month of the season. I didn't feel like I heard any Naz Reid like campaign going or people talking about him. I feel like Naz Reid came along when Malik Monk got hurt.
You know what it is? It's the voters looking at, wow, Minnesota, where they finished. And like you said, Sacramento, they weren't even a playoff team.
As Eric
Pink has said, well, wait, they fell out of a playoff spot when Malik Monk got hurt. Shouldn't that bolster his case? But obviously it did not.
Yeah, and some people say, well, Naz Reid, who I believe started 14 games, his numbers were sort of boosted from his time as a starter. And,
you're right. You're exactly right.
14 games, right? And here's the thing, his numbers weren't off the charts or anything like that. Like Malik got him in scoring easily, got him in assists easily. Naz Reid, yes, rebounds, of course. But I just think what winds up happening is the Kings right now are not a sexy team. Minnesota is sexy. They're on national TV. They're on ESPN. And no discredit to Naz Reid. Remember, we wanted him here in Sacramento. I think we all would have liked Monty McNair to sign him last offseason. But I think when you look at Minnesota and Naz Reid's, the pecking order, if you will, Naz Reid is like 5th or 6th. When you look at the Kings pecking order, you could argue Malik's 3rd. And the thing about Malik that you can't measure in the box score, and this is why I say Minnesota's more visible national spotlight, obviously because of Anthony Edwards and Towns and everything like that. You can't look at stats and judge Malik Monk's value to the Sacramento Kings team. What about the DNA? What about the heart and soul? I don't care about the stats. Look at clutch time situations. Look at the NBA clutch points. Before he got hurt, Malik and De'Aaron were in the top 10, if I'm correct, in clutch points per game. And so these are the things you can't just look at points, rebounds, and assists and quantify how important a guy is to the team.
Real quick, fellas.
It's wrong. Yes.
Super, super close, though.
Oh, yeah?
Super, super close. So Nas basically, I'll give it to you. This is what Ernie Johnson just said. 45 first place votes for Nas Reed, 43 for Malik Monk.
Dang.
They tied with 39 apiece second place votes and tied with 10 third place votes.
So we're one vote from having a shared award.
Basically a draw. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
45 to 43 in first place votes. So we need to know who voted.
Yeah.
We need to.
Who would have had Co-6 Man of the Year.
That's
literally by the skin of the, by the hair of his chinny chin.
Yeah. I mean, Nas Reed's a very good player. I mean, it's obviously worthy, but Malik, I have to think Malik's injury, it gave people that didn't want to vote for him too many reasons not to.
Right.
And how they can overlook the fact that Nas Reed started so many games, that I don't know.
Yeah. And, but I've heard people use the starting so many games as a reason that Nas Reed should be 6th man of the year because he stepped up when, the injuries occurred. And so he was able to feel like he was good enough to do that, if you will. I'm waiting on the official NBA email to see those numbers that Jay was just talking about. They used to put out everybody's vote. I don't know if they do that anymore.
I see what you're saying. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
So you're saying some voters look at it and say, starting when someone's hurt is part of a 6th man's role.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And, you could argue.
Whereas Malik is like, he's the 6th man. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He's not going to start.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at the text line, 916. That's BS. Reed was a starter. He only started 14 games. I mean, that's not a whole lot. That's, that's still within the range of being a 6th man. But I do feel like Malik was penalized because of the injuries and because of the way the Kings finished down the stretch. If Malik would have been out there, if Malik would have played, the team would have won 3 or 4 more games. They'd be a top 6, and then Malik is probably your 6th man. If it was that close too, that we just started talking about.
I don't think this has any impact on whether Malik stays or not, but because he is an emotional guy and he's open about his emotions. And this hurts him.
For sure.
Right now, he is
like he openly campaigned for this award.
He's
he
unhappy
talked about
and he hurts. It hurts.
Exactly, and I'm sure he was glued to the TV or on his phone or whatever, and it's probably blowing up right now. People saying, Malik, they did you wrong and everything like that. But this is something he truly wanted. And I just think it's a slight on Sacramento again. No offense to Nas Reed, tremendous season, tremendous player. But in terms of their success, he's probably 5th or 6th on that team in terms of reasons for their success.
What would the Kings miss the most if Malik moved on? Also, can't wait to find out what Drapes thought of what I thought was a great call by our friend Ian Eagle last night. Great call. What does the great Draper think of Ian Eagle's call? That and more coming up. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the network made for streaming. Well, the legend of Mason Miller keeps growing, and what a place to showcase his talents than Yankee Stadium. After the elbow injury last year, Miller has made the transition this year in a big way from starting to relieving. His 8 fastballs in the first game of the series averaged 102 miles an hour, including 102.5 to strike out Aaron Judge to end the game.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
NBAstore.com,
the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Welcome to the April Adventure Sales Event at Kia Vacaville. Are you ready for an extraordinary experience? We're excited to introduce you to the pinnacle of automotive excellence, the Kia Telluride. During April Adventure, come and explore the remarkable features of the Kia Telluride. It's not just a vehicle, it's a lifestyle with a seamless blend of sophistication and practicality. The Telluride is ready to elevate your driving experience to new heights. Whether you're embarking on a family road trip or navigating the urban jungle, the Kia Telluride offers unparalleled comfort and innovation. Plus, with Kia's commitment to safety and reliability, you can drive with confidence wherever the road takes you. Don't miss this opportunity to experience the extraordinary Kia Telluride for yourself. Visit Kia of Vacaville today and take advantage of exclusive offers during the April Adventure Sales Event. Your adventure begins here. Kia of Vacaville, where innovation meets excellence. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more details.
When I want to stretch out after a long day, my sofa needs to be comfortable, but it also needs to look attractive and inviting when guests come to visit. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. We spend so much time on our living room sofas that we forget they're a focal point and a hint to our decorating tastes. Right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings sofa sale, you can save on every sofa, including gallery-exclusive custom-ordered flex steel furniture. Whether you're interested in a new sofa, sectional, or recliner, you can choose from hundreds of colors and fabrics. Nobody has more styles and choices than Naturewood Home Furnishings. And when it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop Naturewood for the look you love at a price you'll love even more. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable sofa sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
My buddy Kyle Draper tells me that Malik Monk, in not winning the Sixth Man of the Year award this year, made history.
Yeah, this is according to Stat Mamba. I just saw it on Twitter. Malik Monk is the first player in 35 years to lead the league in bench points in back-to-back seasons without winning Sixth Man of the Year.
Come on!
First time. Exactly. And Malik responded with the laughing emoji and the face palm emoji as well. And, here's the thing, too. Let me ask you this. Do you think Malik not starting might have hurt him? Because, and I say this, we saw Naz Reid. Look at his numbers as a starter. 17 points per game, I think it was. If Malik starts 10 games, 15 games, might average 19 points as a starter. So I don't know. I'm just throwing out the discussion.
Help. The other thing is, let's be honest, Malik, before he got hurt, he was in a little bit of a slump. Yeah, I mean, he was. I think he should have won anyway. But we're not looking for reasons why he should not have been the Sixth Man of the Year. We're looking for reasons why people didn't vote for him.
Right. Why was Naz Reid the guy?
Yes.
Yeah. And here's the thing. And this is, I go back to what I said last segment. Malik Monk, I feel like too many times in our discussion in sports, we basically run to the numbers or the standings instead of seeing really a guy's impact on the team. As good as Naz Reid is, You take him off the Timberwolves team,
they're pretty
they
good.
still be a pretty good team. We saw what life looked like without Malik Monk. We spiraled out of control. And so those are the kind of things you don't see in the box score or on the standings or something, like, unless you're really paying attention. And I feel like a lot of voters just weren't paying attention all season long to what the Sacramento Kings were doing. I know. I feel you, Whitey.
It's honestly, it's hard to understand.
Yeah.
That just doesn't seem right. Trying to get your bias out of it and how much we would love for the Kings to get an award, for Malik to get it, and just try to look at it, rationally. It's like, well, does not compute for me. There must be some kind of Kings bias or something at work.
You know what it is, though, and I'm going to just call it like I see it. I'm going to call it like I see it. A lot of the people, not all of them, a lot of the people voting for this award and voting for these awards don't actually watch the entire league. They watch their team and they watch what's on national TV. So if you're not on ESPN or TNT every week, if you're not on Sirius XM radio being talked about every week, you don't get that kind of narrative. Like, we know with Malik, we got to see him every day. Naz Reid in the Minnesota Timberwolves, they were a top 3 team all season long. They were the talk of the town. They were darlings. Anthony Edwards, Gobert, like, they had the names, they had the sizzle. And I think what happens with Sacramento is we don't have the sizzle. We're not on Sirius XM NBA radio on all their shows. They're not talking about the Kings. We're not on ESPN First Take and NBA Today. They're not talking about us. And I think that hurts us when it comes to awards, all NBA, all-star teams. That's where it hurts us. Because I guarantee if Malik did the same things with the Lakers or the Knicks, he would get much more pub and probably be a 6-man of the year.
He'd be like Austin Reeves.
Right. Austin Reeves made Team USA.
Yeah.
He made Team USA at the FIBA World Cup because he wore a Lakers uniform.
And he's a good player.
He's good.
Yeah.
But Team USA? Come on.
But the Kings thing, really, this one doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it seemed like it wasn't until maybe February that anyone was even mentioning Naz Reid as a 6-man of the year candidate.
Yeah.
Unless I'm missing something. It's like, what?
Nah, I heard Norman Powell, Bobby Portis. I heard, Bogdanovich, because of his scoring numbers, But Naz Reid, for me, it felt like the last month or so, all of a sudden he got all the pub, all the hype train surrounding Naz Reid really took off. And so, like Jay said earlier, I need to find out who voted for who because it was a slim margin. Hopefully nobody we know voted for Naz Reid over Malik Monk. Because I'm ready to call some people.
Well, Howard Beck. Remember yesterday? He told us. That was the vote.
Nas.
And he said, it was really close. It was really close, guys. That was the swing vote.
It was H. Beck?
Howard Beck
Didn't
said
he
he voted for Naz
he
Reid.
went with Nas.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think he said it was really a tough choice.
So let me ask you, does
Howard Beck ever come on the show again?
No, exactly. He may have to be blacklisted. But if his reasoning is, I went with the team that had a better season, can we fault him for that?
You can't fault a guy for. I mean, if that's honestly what he thinks, but I mean, I don't agree with it. But you can't fault him because he would be a guy. Like you said, some of these guys don't pay as much attention.
Right.
Howard Beck does.
Right. He knows the league.
Yeah,
he knows the league.
He said razor thin, and I think that was one of the reasons why. Right, he was the Minnesota Timberwolves had a better season,
and I think he said something.
I think that was pretty much like
Maybe we can go back and find his answer.
I'll grab it.
Yeah. We may have to pull that because it was what, 1 vote, 2 votes difference. I think
Two
it was.
votes.
Yeah,
First place 43. So one of those 45s goes Malik,
and it's 44-44.
Everybody's getting a slice of the award.
And I feel bad for our guy Malik Monk, man, because
I do too.
He's on social media and he's already tweeted with the laughing. Oh shoot, Malik he's reposting every Stat Muse, 6-man of the year snub, Stat Mamba. He's in his feelings about this one, and rightfully so, because he really wanted this award this year.
Yeah, it's got to be more than a coincidence when You get Domas snubbed the way he was, and then Malik. And I'm not saying there's some conspiracy that's out to get the Kings, but something's not right. They're not being seen for what they're actually doing. There's some sort of built-in Kings bias.
Is it Kings bias?
Anti-Kings.
And I'm not anti-Kings, and I'm not going to pander to the crowd here. I want to have a real discussion about this. Is it anti-Kings bias, or if Malik was wearing a Pistons uniform, or if he was wearing
that's the same thing?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not anti-Kings. It's pro a handful of teams. The league has its favorites.
But I wouldn't think Minnesota would be one
But
of
they
those
are
teams,
now,
even
though.
though
They're
on TV a
sexy.
lot, but
Anthony
still.
Edwards makes them sexy. Like Milwaukee was never that, but then Giannis made them sexy. And that's what comes, Jay, with having a superstar. OKC wasn't a league darling, but then you get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and all of a sudden he's an MVP candidate. And so I think the league has its sexy franchises, their sexy stars, and those guys dominate the awards.
But last year the Kings were that team.
We were the darlings last year. Exactly.
I wonder if some voters like, well, they won all those awards last year. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. To cleanse the palate here, and I know we'll be talking a lot more about this, wanted to see what you, being an outstanding play-by-play guy, what you thought. Did you hear it when it happened? I had Eagle last night?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't watch any of the games last night.
This was, I think it was 87-81, and fourth quarter, it's late, and the Clippers are making a comeback, and then Luka sinks this shot. It was pretty much the dagger.
Doncic, 5 to shoot. Against Hardy. Doncic lines it up. It goes! He is that guy!
It was, I don't know, 30-footer or something like that. And that almost sounds like something you say. No, what do you say? They don't believe it. Yeah, that's one of yours, right? He is that guy. What do you think? You like that?
That was good. I'm a huge Iron Eagle fan.
Yeah.
I think he's right. He might be the best at basketball right now. Our guy Mike Breen, I love Mike Breen, but Iron Eagle, man, I think he is so amazing. He's so himself. I have the utmost respect for him. Great call last night. He is that guy, though.
Yeah. Can we hear it one more time, please, Jay? And it was a 29-footer right in the face of whoever was guarding him. Jay's trying to find something.
Jay doing something. He's
trying
to get Howard back, right?
Please? Yeah. A great call by Iron Eagle. I'm wondering if we at some point, Jay, have
5 to shoot. Against Hardy. Doncic lines it up. It goes! He is that guy!
That was perfect. He is that guy. Then let it lay out. Let the crowd.
And he gave everybody the crowd that look.
Yeah.
That Luka look. Not my favorite look, but it was a tremendous shot.
Tremendous shot. I just got the email from the NBA with the 6-man voting, and sure enough, 45-43, 39-39, 10-10. 2 votes, really 1 vote.
Yeah.
Swung it. For Naz Reid. That's splitting hairs. I feel bad for Malik, you know.
I'm sure you remember last week when we started seeing the votes, and remember we were in denial. All the early returns were showing Naz Reid, and we were doubting. We were saying, oh, these must be wrong. We couldn't believe it.
Right. I mean, it was, you know, and the ones that we saw, some of them had Malik like 3rd, and, you know, and it was a small sample size, clearly. I'm heartbroken, man, for him. He should get some sort of consolation prize when you come that close.
So why didn't he get more votes? Here was yesterday's guest, Howard Beck, and he was nice enough to explain who he voted for and why for the 6th Man of the Year.
I had Monk second behind Naz Reid, which I know is just going to drive people nuts.
Well, good night. Thanks.
Been real. Go ahead. No, look, Malik Monk had a really strong case, and you know the injury hurt him in part. Naz Reid just having an incredible season was just part of it too. Like they were like, it was almost a coin flip between the two, to be honest. And the thing is with these ballots, you know, like we all debate these things to death. We agonize over it. And I know for most of us, you know, who vote, it is agonizing. Like you spend hours poring over this stuff, and, you know, no one's paying us to be voters. We're just, you know, doing it because it's a responsibility, and it's a, you know, somewhat of an honor, and someone's got to do it. But it takes a lot of time and thought and agonizing. And there are times where it feels like I'm just splitting hairs. And this was one of those. Like I could have, if I had clicked Malik Monk instead, I would feel no better or worse about it today than had I clicked Naz Reid, which I did. Like it was that close. They're both deserving, but you have to pick at some point. And so you start splitting hairs and you start looking at games played, and you start looking at, you start looking at win totals too. Cause that's the thing, like sixth man of the year. I know people look at it as like, oh, this is a purely individual award. It's not. Like I would not have put, and I didn't, Bogdan Bogdanovic on because he was an incredible sixth man for the Hawks this year. The Hawks blew. Like the Hawks were a crap team. I'm sorry. Like what is the point of being the best sixth man if you're on a team that can barely make the play-in?
It was so close that a guy who voted for Naz Reid there had a hard time explaining why he did. But ultimately, they had a better year.
They had a better year. That's, he said, you start splitting hairs, and that's the one edge Naz Reid had.
When we come back, is Fox Sabonis a top 10 NBA duo? Drive Guy, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Progressive asks, what do a middle school slumber party,
Let's stay up all night. Yeah!
a sleep-deprived girl, an early morning paper route, and a poorly thrown rolled-up newspaper have in common?
Hey, my window!
They can become a fast-breaking news story.
Sorry, Mr. Thompson.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Plus, with free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation today. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Type it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown.
The 2024 NBA Sixth Man of the Year is not Malik Monk. Congratulations to Naz Reid of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at the voting results here, Naz Reid was 45, 39, 10. That's first, second, third place votes. 45, 39, 10. Malik was 43, 39, 10. So he basically lost by 10 points because each first place vote is worth 5. One vote for Naz Reid that went to Malik, and we would have had co-winners. That's what they do, and typically when you have split results, you share the award, whatever the award is. Bobby Portis was 5, 10, 26. Norman Powell got 2 first-place votes.
Yeah, somebody in the LA market, I would imagine.
2, 7, and he got 34 for third.
How about Russell Westbrook getting 2 third-place votes?
Bogey got 4, 3, and 11. Jose Alvarado got a second and a third. He just got a second.
Yeah.
A second. Westbrook, 2 third-place votes, as you say. T.J. McConnell. Jonathan Isaac got a third-place vote, as did Jaime Jaquez Jr., Tim Hardaway Jr., and the other Bojan Bogdanovic got a third-place vote.
This is just something's not right, man. The NBA has to change the way the voting is going, because Bogdanovic is great, but he was a starter most of the year in Detroit, right? Like, that dude started like 40 games or something like that.
Yeah,
47
that's
games.
only one vote.
But it's only one. But it throws into doubt the validity of the voting process.
Remember, there was somebody, and I think it was Hollinger, and he doesn't have a vote, but he didn't even have Malik in his top 3.
Right. Now that's
anybody
Sacramento
voted,
slander.
Yeah, if
We're
there's
getting ready to ban him off the show.
Yeah, and by the way, somebody on the chat calls him and O'Connor, calls him Boringer and O'Con man. Big hair bees.
Well, here's the thing too.
But I was just going to say, if there's anybody that didn't have Malik in their top 3, then that obviously was very wrong and very costly.
Yeah, and those are the people we need to find. We if you didn't have Malik in your top 3, what the heck's going on? Bogdanovic, between Detroit and New York, he only played in 57 games, mind you. He came off the bench. Get this. The guy played 57 games and came off the bench 30 games. How can you be eligible for Sixth Man of the Year voting and you only played 30 games off the bench?
You didn't have to have 65
games.
No,
this wasn't one of those 65 game rules. How can you have played 30 games off the bench and be eligible for Sixth Man of the Year?
He didn't vote for himself. I don't blame him.
That's somebody in the New York media probably. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And you know how this is, Whitey. You've covered sports a long time. You covered Barry Bonds in San Francisco. Writers, media people have their favorites. You give them an interview, they remember that. Oh, I remember. If you ignore them, they take it out on you. Hall of Fame voting in baseball. I feel like what winds up happening in the NBA, how is Bogdanovic given a vote? It's because he probably gave somebody an interview or somebody likes him or something like that. There's nobody on this earth that had Bojan Bogdanovic as a six-man candidate except that one
guy. But if what you say is true, and I know that in many, many cases it is, you think that would have helped Malik. Because if you talk to Malik,
But all our local guys took care of him.
Yeah.
Well, all the local people, I would imagine, voted for Malik Monk.
But like, it wasn't just Eric Pincus today. So when he was in LA, I love Malik.
Yeah, I love Malik.
You can't help but love him.
Yeah, I just, and Bogdan Bogdanovic getting 4 votes, I guarantee that's probably people in the Atlanta market that sees him night in and night out. So you're kind of biased by what you watch and what you know and what you see.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Pincus shot me a text and said that he had his fingers crossed when he promised you guys, but he wanted to let you know. Yeah, he did vote for Malik, and he was sorry to not see that.
Oh, all right. That's nice. Better than that clown Howard Beck.
I know. And we love Howard Beck, and he stood on his business.
He did. I'm kidding. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Paul is going to join us. Hello, Paul. You're on the drive, guys. What's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing? So we've been talking about this all year long, and they say it all the time in like MMA and boxing. You don't leave it to the cards. You don't leave it to the cards, and we've been doing that all year. 20-point leads blown, 30-point leads blown. What we need to do, and you saw it in that Golden State Warrior game, that we had a grudge, we had a chip on our shoulder. We were not going to let it punk us again after Game 7 of last year. So we need to keep our foot on their throats at all time. And I know Malik, if he would have been playing those last 10 games, so he got hurt after Gravy Legs fell on him. I mean, he would have shot. He would have hit a 3, went to the sideline, and stole somebody's mama's popcorn. Like, he plays with a chip on his shoulders, and everybody needs to. The entire team, the staff, the coach. I mean, we need to inspect what we expect, and we need to look at ourselves and be like, hey, if we want to be recognized on this with these awards, with these all-star votes, then we need to make sure that we're wiping the floor with everybody we play. That's it.
Thank you,
All
Paul.
right, Paul,
we
good
need
call.
to. Would it matter to Malik, the Kings or the city or somebody needs to make? Obviously, it's not the official award. He needs to get a 6th Man of the Year award. We'll call somebody.
Right.
He needs an award because we all recognize that you should have won it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Maybe the organization or something creates an award. Like he should have won it. I mean, the guy is the heart and soul of the team. He brought it every night he was out there. And like I said, Naz Reid, as great of a player as he is, and we all love Naz Reid. Like, he's a good player, but he's the 5th or 6th option on that team. You got Towns, you got Gobert, you got Conley, Ant Edwards. All those guys are more responsible for the success of Minnesota than Naz Reid. When it comes to the Sacramento Kings, you could argue at times Malik Monk is 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
At worst, then third. At worst, 3rd. Right? No worse than that.
I wonder if voters are aware of that. Naz Reid basically wasn't starting because there were 5 guys better than him, or 3 guys.
Yeah.
Malik didn't start because he's better as a 6th man.
Right. He's an actual 6th man.
Yeah. So how is he not the 6th man of the year? And is who fell on his leg? He is that guy.
Luka Doncic. Yes. Who knew that the season went down that night and Malik's 6-man campaign ended that night too?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and when it happened, you remember, we didn't think it was.
I remember he got up.
I was like, oh, it's bad, but it didn't look that bad at the time. And I just feel for the guy. I really do. He was robbed.
That's the way. And today, this is the way this season's gone.
Right.
And you got to flush it and move on.
Right.
But everything's like, not quite what we expected. Not quite what we knew it should have been. And this is just the latest example.
Everything was a disappointment.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the 50-50 balls, things that could go our way. Just last year, everything seemed to go our way.
Mm-hmm.
The clutch shots, the 3-pointers, the health that everybody talks about. This year, not so much.
Mm-hmm. Bottom of the hour, we're going to turn our attention to a little something called the NFL Draft, which we have coming up.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, Niner.
Jay, he been sitting on that all afternoon.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll get into that Fox Sabonis top 10 NBA duo thing. Also got a list of the former Kings that are still playing in the playoffs this year. There aren't that many. I want to see if maybe there's somebody I'm forgetting. Maybe you can help us with that as we roll on here, Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
At Fasteners Inc., we believe adding quality power tools to your lineup shouldn't break the bank. That's why we're hosting the biggest Milwaukee tool sale of the year in Sacramento. On top of insane deals on Milwaukee power tools, all Milwaukee pack-out storage boxes, hand tools, and tool accessories will be 25% off.
I know,
so
right?
Come on down on April 27th to the Milwaukee Tool Sanity Sale at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road in Sacramento. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
I'm surprised at how many players wait too long to have their golf clubs regripped. I'll pick up my playing partner's clubs when they're left near the green, and that's when I notice that some of the problems in their games could be attributed to worn golf grips. If yours are shiny or worn when you play, you're probably gripping the club too strongly for fear of losing it during a swing. The golf grip is your connection to the club, and fresh grips let you hold the club lightly, promoting proper swing mechanics and swing action. Many of us simply replace the grips with the same product that was on the club, but with so many different types of materials, colors, tackiness, softness, and more, you'll find plenty of sizes and colors to fit your game and your personality. Your local pro shop or club fitter can re-grip your clubs, or you can purchase a kit and do it yourself. Either way, re-gripping once a year is an inexpensive and fast way to bring a noticeable change to your game and to give your clubs that new club feel. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike to the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/build to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/build and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Well, this is unfortunate. Hang in there, Mike Nussbaum on the YouTube chat says, I was just feeling a little better after the Kings lost. Now this, I'm so tired of the East Coast bias. Malik deserves better. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way today.
No, 100%. He deserves better. And here's the thing. If I'm correct, Malik was the betting favorite.
Yeah.
For sixth man of the year. I didn't see it the last couple of weeks, but all season long, pretty much. So the voters, the writers, the media went against the betting favorite, basically. They said, nope, it's not Malik, it's Nasri. And I know it was very close. Like, let's be, it wasn't like he was slighted.
Are you saying Ohtani made a lot of money off this?
No, somebody put in some big money, and no, but it was close. But man, it's a kick in the gut.
Curtis Six says Monk is definitely coming back now. I hope you're right, Curtis, but I don't see how this has anything to do with that. I mean, I do hope you're right, but
and if I'm him, I'm like, I definitely don't want to come back as a sixth man. Like, I'm ready to be a starter. He didn't even get recognized for his contributions as a sixth man this year.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll do what the team needs me to do 2 years in a row. And what do I get for it?
What do I get for it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Not even a sixth man of the year.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll have something to say about it soon enough. And then I just want to know, should he stay or should he go? We just want to find out as soon as we can. Are we going on with Malik or not? Because that's another thing, potentially.
Yeah.
Another emotional blow that Kings fans would have to deal with.
Yeah, we need some good news.
Yeah.
We need some good. I don't know what that good news would be, but we need something positive and uplifting, if you will.
It used to be around here, Drapes, that this is after the Weber days. The Kings, the roster was like a revolving door. And every year, the Kings, they'd fail to make the playoffs, but you could find pockets of Kings on other teams that were in the playoffs. Now, there's not that many. I could only count 5 guys, and maybe I'm missing some, and if I am, please tell me. 5 former Kings who are still in the playoffs. So we got Neemias Queta with Boston.
Celtics,
Justin Holiday with Denver.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Tyrese and Dante DiVincenzo.
Tyrese, Dante.
And
no, you're forgetting DeLon Wright.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say DeLon Wright.
Yeah, DeLon Wright. He's with who? Miami, right? Yeah. DeLon Wright.
There's 6.
I'd have to, scour the
right. I don't
the
think
rosters.
I don't think there are any
Lakers
bigger names. But anyway, that's kind of a low number compared to some numbers we've had in the past. And of course, DiVincenzo is one of the heroes of the week.
Why can't we get guys like that?
We had him.
He could fit in
He
right
wasn't
now.
that good when he was here.
And you know what? He's kind of tough. Jay's
is.
been talking about that toughness. We could use a guy like that. Like, here's the thing about DiVincenzo that showed me his toughness. That game against Philly the other night, he missed his first shot, got it back, had the cojones to take it again. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need big moment guys that aren't afraid of the spotlight.
Well, that was Bogey, right? That Bogey, and then he went to the Hawks, and isn't that how the Kings ended up with
No,
DiVincenzo?
was it? Well, they signed him to the offer sheet, right? They tried to, get him, and then they traded for him, right? Eventually, they were able to trade.
There's a little
kind
hinky there,
it got a little, But and you know what really changed his career? Going to Golden State. Remember, he played the year in Golden State working with Steph Curry.
Yeah, he really badly injured his ankle, and I think he was still recovering from that when he was here. Then he went to Golden State the year they won the title, right? And he played really well for them.
Really well.
Well, they had like a mid-level, and it was clear halfway through the year, he's going to make more money somewhere else.
Exactly. And, working with Steph, and now look at him, a darling in New York. And so it's, I'll have to look at all the rosters, Whitey, and get back to you.
That's 6. All right. Thanks for DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright, Dante DiVincenzo, Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield.
Got one more.
Holiday. Yeah.
Oh, you found Ramsey with the pool. Neemias Queta.
Oh, no, we said that.
Did you?
I got him.
Okay.
Yeah, that was our first guy.
Yeah.
We did say that.
Boston, that's your old stomping ground.
Oh, yeah, those are my people out there. I'm watching them right now, up by 2 on Miami. Let me see who else. We didn't have Alec Burks, right? No, we never had him.
Yeah, we did.
Did we have Alec Burks?
Yeah.
Did we?
Hold on.
I'm trying to remember.
I think we did.
Look that up, Jay.
From Utah, right? He went from the Cavs to us, I believe, right?
Yeah, we had Alec Burks also. Yeah.
Like,
see, Whitey? Hey, man.
I'm around here.
You know, Sacramento's like 3 degrees of separate. We've had everybody come through here at one point or another. So Alec Burks,
13 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
We might be able to put together a whole team of former Sacramento Kings.
So that means the Knicks are the team still in the playoffs with the most former Kings, with two, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. DiVincenzo and Alec Burks, who's not getting any burn right now. I don't think he's getting any run in New York. And remember, he lit us up when he was with Detroit earlier this season. So,
yeah, listen to this. Alec Burks with Utah, 9.6 points a game. With the Knicks, 11.2. Detroit, 12.7. Warriors, 16.1 points a game. Cleveland, 11.6. Philly, 11.6. Sacramento, 1.7.
What is that? Wow. What are we doing?
1.7 points per game. It is 13 games.
So guys just come here and just
don't know what
don't forget how to play basketball or something like that. Then they go elsewhere and blow up. Interesting.
Yeah. Are you?
You got me looking at all these rosters.
Looking at all, we're scouring the rosters now, right? You got to give us time here,
all right? Oh, let me see.
It's tricky. Those guys. I figured I was missing some of those guys.
Yeah.
A couple guys like that. And there may be still one or two out there somewhere.
Ooh, is this guy still on the roster? Did you say this guy? Tristan Thompson.
That's what Ramsey just said.
Ramsey said that? Yeah.
I saw that today, and I didn't think he was on a roster. Is he?
According to ESPN, he's on Cleveland's roster, but maybe not. I don't know if he still is or not.
I'm trying to see if he's on the playoff roster.
Yeah, see if he's on the playoff roster.
Because he got in trouble. Remember, he got in trouble at the kind of tail end of the season?
Yeah, that's on me because I saw that today, and I was like, nah, he's not on that team.
Yeah, this is a good exercise right here, though.
Yeah. I will go ahead and put him with an asterisk.
Yeah, put him with an asterisk. We'll have to, decide on that or take a vote on whether we're counting him.
What's Buddy's deal in Philadelphia? Because like when they were here, I don't think he played much.
No, he doesn't play much right now, really, especially in the playoffs. They've tightened their bench, and he's just not getting many minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? He made the playoffs for the first time in his career, I believe, this year with Philadelphia. And so kudos to Buddy Hield. I know he's fans hate him out here, but
yeah. Let me just say the NBA end of season awards are off to a terrible start. Tyrese Maxey, who was already an excellent player for most improved player, and then Naz Reid for 6th man of the year.
Terrible.
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Embarrassment.
MVP. Can they get that wrong though? I don't think they can get that wrong. It's either going to be Jokic or Shea.
Shea would be wrong.
No, it would not. You're trying to set me off. You knew that was all right. You playing me there.
I think you'll get it right. Most of the voters seem to be saying, Jokic will get it.
Yeah. I don't. I'm an anti-Jokic guy. I mentioned it the other day. For some reason, Denver just rubs me the wrong way. I look at what Shea did this season, is doing this season with the second youngest team in the league to be the number 1 seed in the West. I got to give him, all the props in the world. Like, his roster is not as good as Denver's. Like, sure, they have some young talent, but Jamal Murray's is a beast. You were talking about that yesterday.
I mean, they won a championship.
They won a championship. Yeah. Exactly. And, I just think Jokic, are we just giving it to the best player in the league now? Or is that what the criteria is right now? Does winning not matter? Does doing more with less not matter? And so I think if I had a vote, it would be Shea this year, just because he's carried that team. You take him off that team, they're a lottery team. You take Jokic off Denver, they're still halfway decent. They're not that good, but I just feel like Shea has done more with less, man.
Yeah, I'm a Jokic guy, but I see what you're saying, and it seems like voters they're leaning towards him because of what he's already done.
Yeah,
it's like that's great, but that's not supposed to be part of the award this year.
Well, the problem with the voting too, and just all the awards, it feels like midway through the season or whatever, people's minds are already made up. Like, it's somebody's to lose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even our guy Malik Monk, midway through the season, he was getting all the pub. It's his to lose. Well, he got hurt, and of course he lost it. Like Shea's been consistent all season, but I feel like once Embiid went down, it became Jokic's to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Yeah. How about is Giles on the Lakers roster?
Nah, is he? Nah, I don't think
that's
he
from
is.
Steven. Thank you, Steven. And Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent played to Stockton, but he was Stockton never a king, Kings, right?
Yeah.
He was never actually a Sacramento King.
Yeah.
So I think we pretty much got it once we can figure out whether Tristan Thompson's
on a roster. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just getting through the Eastern Conference, man.
We say Isaiah Thomas.
Oh my God!
Oh, how'd you forget IT? The friend of show.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you, Jay.
That one hurts right there. That's disrespectful.
You're disrespectful to IT now. I thought you said IT.
Yeah, I sure should have.
That should have been.
I forgot to write it down.
The little guy, Isaiah Thomas.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have come up with almost as many as I did, and I spent like all morning.
Did you really? You went down the whole rosters too,
I went through the all-time list of Sacramento Kings players.
Okay,
and then the guys who played recently, I look at them like, that guy, yeah, that guy. Obviously, I missed a couple.
All right, I'm still working at it too. I might have some for you after the break here.
All right. When we come back, we're going to turn our attention to the upcoming NFL draft. You think your guy Ayuk is going to get traded?
I think so.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think the Niners are going to botch this and trade him. They're going to make a mistake that we'll be talking about 5 years from now. Yep.
NFL draft analyst Brian Bosarge is going to join us. We'll see what he thinks. Next, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
My boy Dan Campbell and company.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. A bit of an onshore breeze to start things off on Thursday. Temperatures will be in the low 50s, staying in the upper 60s with a gusty breeze through the evening. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
The 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in Car and Driver Award history. Come drive it. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Tug Shed, new Dawn treatment sensors, and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Remarkable change begins with daring to be different. Baby, I'm on a mission with Boost Mobile, putting the latest phones in the hands of more people. Introducing the Signature Coach Prime Razor, only from Boost Mobile. Rush to your nearest Boost Mobile retailer and get your Signature Coach Prime Razor on us. Get after it.
When you switch in with ID verification, select plans only. Offer valid 4/19/24 through 5/23/24. While supplies last. Taxes extra. New customers only. Must remain active and in good standing on the $60 a month plan for 6 months to receive all credits. Offer subject to change.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a Smith solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in wash scent beads.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
The Drive Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Before we get to our guests, you have any more former Kings that are in the playoffs? You guys are coming up with pages and pages of names. Here I had 5, and I thought, well, I've been looking through it for hours. That's all I came up with. You guys, boom, boom, boom. Alec Burks and Justin Jackson and on and on.
Who we say? Daquan Jeffries with the Knicks.
Is he on their playoff roster? Do we know?
I don't know, man. I'm just going by what ESPN says.
Yeah.
You know,
and I know Ramsey's been helping out.
Out back there. Yeah. Who else did we say? You got the list.
DeLon Wright.
DeLon Wright. Was
IT.
Isaiah Thomas was the one that one.
That's disrespectful. That's it. We just had the guy on the show.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
But you know what's coming up tomorrow?
Yeah.
We haven't talked much about it with everything going on with the Kings. The National Football League draft. With more on that, nice enough to join us. NFL draft analyst for Draft Countdown and Deep Fried Draft, Brian Bosarge with us. Brian, how are you today?
Guys, I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. The 49ers go into this draft, and you should know the dynamic here. Jay and I are big 49er fans, and Drapes is from Philadelphia.
Eagles, baby,
But the 49ers looking for, we figure, offensive line help, maybe some receiver help. How do you think this draft sets up for them?
If they're looking for the offensive line, I think this is a very, very deep group, especially at the offensive tackle position. I've told other people, I think there's 15, 16 starters deep in this class at offensive tackle. I think it's just as deep in the interior offensive line at the guard and center position. So there are players to be had, not only in the first round, the second round, but maybe even into the third round. I think you can get starting level players on the offensive line in this draft class really deep.
How much activity movement do you expect in the top 10, you think? Teams trading out, moving up. Do you view it as an active day tomorrow in terms of trading?
I think at minimum we're going to see at least 2 trades involving top 10 picks, maybe more. I think the first 3, maybe even the first 4 are kind of going to be steady hand there. But after that, I think is when the chaos might start ensuing a little bit.
Brian Bosarge with us from NFL Draft Countdown. He's an NFL draft analyst for Draft Countdown, pardon me. Brian, how about the Ayuk situation? We understand from reporting out of the Bay Area that Ayuk could go somewhere in the first round if somebody offers the 49ers something that they like. We know Amon-Ra St. Brown signed his big deal today. That could impact what Ayuk is looking for from the Niners. What's your best guess of where that ends up tomorrow, and if the 49ers end up looking for receiver help early in the draft?
My initial thought is he doesn't get moved tomorrow. Just an initial thought, because I don't think they're going to get the value like on the clock as they would, maybe afterwards. There's a more likely chance he gets moved than, say, Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins gets moved, just because the 49ers won't be near as steadfast and to their morals there that the Bengals front office is, for the right price. Both are, wanting the big money, and they're both, look at that St. Brown contract and like, yep, that should be us. And it doesn't appear like they're going to get it. So at least not with their current employers. So I think it's in the case with Higgins, he's going to play this year on the franchise tag. Ayuk, we'll see what happens. But I don't expect him to get moved tomorrow night.
Do you think it's a matter of, in the Niners case, them not viewing Ayuk as a number 1 wide receiver, or them thinking spending that much money on a receiver is not prudent?
maybe it's a little bit of both, and the fact that they already spent that big dollar on Debo, right? So it's like they don't want to tie up all that money in that same position. There's going to be receivers in that spot that they're picking in the first round if they think they can move, or if they do move Ayuk, that's where they attack at pick 31, because they're more likely. I don't think they're going to get a first round pick back for him in a trade. I think it might be a pick this year, or maybe like a pick next year that could have like a condition tied to it, to him getting an extension or something along those lines. So, but that could change how their approach to the first round if they are able to move him.
Brian Bosarge is our guest from Draft Countdown. And Brian, obviously it takes us a while before we know whether a team has had a successful draft or not. I know everyone likes to grade them the next day, but we don't know for a while. That said, which team or teams do you think are under the most pressure to have a good draft this year?
I mean, it starts right at the top, right? Chicago's got 2 picks in the top 10. They're going to pick Caleb Williams at number 1. They need to add another solid piece either at 9, or they only have 4 total picks in this draft. Maybe see what they can get for the 9th pick moving down, but they've got to add more pieces. They've done a good job this offseason bringing in Keenan Allen as well. They've got Cole Kmet. Their offensive line solid. They had the best run defense in the league last year, but they maybe need another pass rusher too. So Chicago, ton of pressure on those guys. The Vikings have kind of made their bed as well. Like, they've traded for the extra first round pick with Houston to the point that they almost are obligated to come up and get a quarterback now. Which one, we don't know, but they're kind of, I don't want to say painting themselves in a corner with that, but that's kind of the expectation.
Hey, Brian, I'm a huge Michael Penix Jr. fan. Saw him obviously at Washington. Watched a lot of him up there in the Pac-12. Has he fallen a little bit? What's the grade on him? What's the thought on Michael Penix Jr.?
I've got a high second round grade on him. The reason he appears to be falling, and I guess the reason that his grade would be lower, is he's an older prospect and he's had multiple leg injuries. That's going to bring grades down on teams. There may be some teams don't even have him on the board because of medicals, right? So that kind of, eliminates a few spots for him. You start hearing some late chatter about teams like the Raiders and others that may draft him in the first round. I guess, it only takes one team. I think him and as well as Bo Nix both end up falling in that early part of round 2.
Brian Bosarge, our guest. Brian, we know the Rams have not made a first-round selection since 2016 when they took Jared Goff, my partner's favorite quarterback. And obviously they traded picks for good players, but they've been successful. They are set up to finally have a first-round pick tomorrow, pick number 19. Given the success they've had without picking in a while, does that prove that first-round picks can be in some cases overrated?
No, because if you look at the general success plan, most of your Pro Bowlers or All Pros are high draft picks, right? The majority of them are first-round picks. So I don't think first-round picks are overrated. But if you have a great scouting department, which the Rams quite obviously do, and Les Snead's a very good general manager, you can, you maximize the draft picks that you do have in day 2. And I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to see the streak continue. I want to see him trade out of the first round just to keep this up, man. I mean, but if they do stay put, they've got to add some sort of pass rush, I believe, because, you've got to try to start replacing some of those sacks that you're losing with Aaron Donald. You can't replace Aaron Donald, obviously, but you got to try to start replacing some of that production.
How deep is this draft in terms of secondary, cornerback, safeties? I feel like the Niners could use an infusion of youth back there. How deep would you say this draft is regarding that?
Corner is a lot deeper than safety is. This safety class isn't ideal. I've only got, I think, 4 in my top 100 overall rankings, which that's rounds 1 through 3. And I think so. It wouldn't be surprised to me if only like 3 or 4 maybe even got drafted in the first 3 rounds. I'm not a big fan of the safety class. A lot of unathletic guys back there. Corner, a little bit different. I think we're going to see maybe 12 to 14 cornerbacks go in the first 3 rounds. In my final mock draft that will be posting tomorrow morning over at draftcountdown.com, I will have the 49ers going with corner at that pick. So.
And Brian, before we let you go, what do you think, Eagle fan over here? What should he be expecting and looking for in the draft tomorrow from the Philadelphia Eagles?
Don't be surprised if they trade up.
Really?
I don't think they're going to sit pat at 22. I think they maybe have a corner in mind that they try to trade up and go get that's not going to be there at 22. So they know they're going to have to attack.
Well, we know that's an area of need for them. I was just thinking they need a cornerback, so I'm all for if they trade up and get their guy, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Brian, thank you so much for your time. We know you're very busy right now. Appreciate it. Enjoy the draft. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Anytime.
Yeah, Brian Bosarge, NFL draft analyst for Draft Countdown and Deep Fried Draft. When we come back, another lesson in just how humbling the draft can be. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
It's a toss to McCaffrey, a cutback run 30, breaks 340. McCaffrey midfield. McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toasted all the way down to the 3-yard line on the first play of the game. CMC Dynamite!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year, and thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. A bit of an onshore breeze to start things off on Thursday. Temperatures will be in the low 50s, staying in the upper 60s with a gusty breeze through the evening. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com. At Fasteners Inc., we believe adding quality power tools to your lineup shouldn't break the bank. That's why we're hosting the biggest Milwaukee tool sale of the year in Sacramento. On top of insane deals on Milwaukee power tools, all Milwaukee pack-out storage boxes, hand tools, and tool accessories will be 25% off. So come on down on April 27th to the Milwaukee Tool Sanity Sale at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road in Sacramento. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Welcome to a brighter future with Aztec Solar, serving Sacramento since 1980. Everyone knows that solar saves money. How much? The answer is a few clicks away. Visit yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable, giving you instant insight into your potential savings.
I used to pay $400 a month to the power company. And that $400 a month added up to $48,000 over the past 10 years. That all changed when I switched to solar with Aztec Solar.
Now it's your turn to stop overpaying for electricity. Calculate your solar savings right now at yourpowersavings.com. And Aztec Solar will email or text you how much you'll save every month. Plus, we've got an exclusive offer for you. Get your solar electrical system for just $9,995 cash price after incentives. Don't wait. This deal won't last forever. Visit yourpowersavings.com today and take the first step towards energy independence with Aztec Solar.
Were you recently in a car accident? Don't let the insurance companies push you around. Turn to the experts at Gonzalez Law. Our team specializes in car accident cases, wrongful termination, and criminal defense, fighting tirelessly to get you the compensation and justice you deserve. With years of experience and a track record of success, we don't settle for less, and neither should you. Visit SacLegalDefense.com or call 916-304-9187 for a free consultation. Gonzalez Law, your advocate in the fight for justice.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
The Beam Team news today was not the greatest, as you've probably heard by now. The NBA announced that the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year is Naz Reid. We don't know why.
Yeah.
The voting was about as close as it could possibly be. Basically, it came down to the first place votes, 45 for Reed, 43 for Monk, and second and third, they were the same, 39 and 10, I think.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that, Whitey, Naz Reid has 2 more total votes out of the top 3. So Malik Monk, 2 people voted at least Malik Monk out of the top 3.
Yeah.
So 2 people didn't have because they're equal in third place votes, equal in second, but Nas has 2 more first place votes.
Right.
So where are those votes for Malik?
Mm-hmm.
They're not in the top 3.
Yeah.
So somebody didn't even have Malik in the top 3.
Yeah. For a guy that came this close to winning,
right,
to not be in somebody's top 3, you're doing it wrong.
Right. And really, this was a 2-man race. Because
Powell was
Naz Reid 352 total points.
Yeah.
Malik Monk 342 total points. Then you got to go down to Bobby Portis at 81 total points. So really, this was a 2-person race, but some people felt like, you know what, we're not going to have Malik Monk on our top 3. Mm-hmm. Those are people who don't watch the games, man. They're not I don't know how you fix this though. If you're the NBA, who should vote? Is it the media? Is it the coaches? Well, we've seen the coaches get the all-star situation wrong. I don't know how you fix it.
The NBA would look at this and go, there's no problem.
Right.
What problem? We don't have to fix anything.
Dude, Bogdanovich of New York got a 3rd place vote, and he came off the bench 30 games. Mm-hmm. 30 freaking games. And he's eligible for Sixth Man of the Year. It doesn't make sense.
I know that if the league does feel that someone is not taking it seriously, they will strip them of their vote. Right. Because that actually happened to a writer here in Sacramento many years ago.
Did it really?
And the writer, he made it pretty clear he was not taking it seriously, and they took his vote
they
away.
Yanked it.
Yeah.
I wish I had a vote. Man, I wish I had a vote.
Do they not give them to employees
not
of teams?
Team broadcast. Yeah, not, Yeah.
Boy, Malik would have won if you had
won. I would have stuffed the ballot box somehow, rigged the election for sure, man.
Monday, we didn't talk much about this because we were talking about the aftermath of the Kings season. But did you see that the Jets traded Zach Wilson to the Broncos? So Zach Wilson, remember the Jets drafted him, and they thought, number 2 pick in 2021, we've got our quarterback of the future. Now he gets traded. What that means now is that of the 5 quarterbacks selected in the first round in 2021, Trevor Lawrence is the only one who's still with the team that drafted him. Wilson, Trey Lance, number 3, Justin Fields, number 11, and Mac Jones, number 15. They've all been traded already. Isn't that incredible?
What a horrible first round, right?
And this was any one of these guys could be a franchise quarterback.
Wow. Already. It's not even 10 years down, 6 years. You're talking 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys have been moved except one.
Yeah. And none of those 4, it's not like, oh, well, they're starters where they are. No, they're hanging on for dear life.
Right. They're that's interesting. But we do this year in and year out. First round, got to take a quarterback, 3 or 4 guys at the top, And you know, I wish we had a little bit more time with Brian because I would have asked him about J.J. McCarthy. Where does he see him? Because you're talking about a guy that he had the Jimmy Garoppolo syndrome with Michigan in the second half when they ran every single play. Like, as a quarterback, that shows me you don't have faith in your QB. But, he's a top 10 pick, they're saying now.
Given when these guys were picked, 2021, we're coming out of the pandemic. I have to think a lot of it had to do with, A, the players didn't get the reps they would have gotten at a crucial time for their development, some of them. And then B, because they didn't play as much, I'm thinking mostly of like Trey Lance, teams didn't really know what they were getting. Right. So there was more guesswork.
Not enough tape on them and everything.
Yeah.
And you go back to the COVID years and all that and how that impacted the draft and the tape and the guys actually, seeing them out on the field. And so, I would, you would think though, you know how it is in the NFL, man. They poke and prod. They look into everything. Like, I saw a graphic on the success rate or hit rate from each position in the first round. And I think wide receiver was like way, way down. Like, how do you get it wrong so many times in the NFL?
Yeah.
Then you look at a guy like Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Got that wrong
Everybody
too.
got it wrong. And how they miss on that, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's an inexact science.
Yeah, it's a great question. And that obviously is how the 49ers were able to overcome botching the number 3 pick.
Right.
Because Brock Purdy fell out of the sky in their laps. Like,
Can you imagine?
We're good.
If they didn't have Brock, where would they be at right now? Like, where?
Jimmy
Garoppolo, who's he's still out of the league, or did he he got traded?
Rams backup
He got
now.
traded Rams, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe the 49ers will see him again. Yeah, but just think, in the 49ers, it seemed like they knew pretty early on with Trey Lance, and I think this year,
bait, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
One
Admit your
preseason
mistake.
game and,
Right. Admit your mistake and move on. And so it's interesting, though, Brian saying he thinks they'll go with a cornerback in the first round. I think that's what they need. Like that, updating the secondary, upgrading the secondary.
I don't know who, but I would always bet it's a safe bet with Shanahan and Lynch doing the draft. Who are they going to take with their first pick? Defensive lineman.
Right.
They 4 times they've done that.
Man, they just got it rotating like that. It feel like every other week they're getting a new defensive lineman.
Think they'd have just a stockpile,
right,
but they don't. As far as this draft, this was how Field Yates sees it. He says quarterbacks move the needle more than any other position. There could be 5 or 6 taken in round 1. Wide receiver and offensive tackle also have great depth this year. However, the overall depth of this class does not stack up to recent drafts. So it's one of those, there are some good players at some key positions available early, but overall, it's not an especially deep draft. But again, look how wrong people are when they draft these guys. Nobody knows.
And there will be stars that come out of this draft. I actually think it's a strong wide receiver draft. I'm a big Rome Odunze guy.
Oh, yeah.
I love Rome Odunze. He was amazing for Washington. And so, we've talked about Ayuk and if they trade him, could they trade and get a first-round pick? Brian said probably not, but could a Rome Odunze or somebody like that be an option? I love Rome. But
it's starting to look like Jay was right all along on Ayuk. Remember?
About them trading him?
He was like, I don't want to give him that much money.
Well, they're going to, rue the day. It'll be like James Harden going to, Houston, right? Like, you don't give up Brandon Ayuk. And first of all, he's a number 1 receiver. He's still young. He's just now about to enter his prime. To draft a young kid that in 3 to 5 years you're going to have to pay anyway again? Like, what are we?
They're facing a financial crunch, though. It's the DeForest Buckner thing all over again.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that ended well for him, but it's the same type of situation.
Like, but here's the thing, and we saw this with this Niners offense. As great as it was, when they were missing something, whether it was Debo, when they were missing a piece,
or McCaffrey,
it did not function as well. Ayuk is a big part of what they do, and if you want to replace him with a rookie, I don't know. I don't think that's prudent.
It's not ideal, but what are you going to do? I don't think they're going to get a first-round pick for Brandon Ayuk, though. But he's got to be happy when he saw what Amon-Ra St. Brown got today.
Yes. That reset the market, right?
Yeah.
Reset the bar. I do want to read to you really quickly what my boy Bert Breer of SI.com wrote about the 49ers and their needs. He said they could use, another offensive tackle. This is another one that they'll be dictated by who happens to fall in the round. If the tackle supply has dried up, then one of the second-tier corners or a receiver to have in place to eventually take Brandon Ayuk's spot would make sense.
They apparently told Debo, you will not be traded.
Yeah.
But
which is fine.
But Ayuk,
no such promises. Crickets.
All right, when we come back, Monty and Mike on what went right, what went wrong this year.
Yeah.
For your Kings, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for Ram Truck Month?
We are very excited to be celebrating 75 years in business. And what better way to celebrate than helping you get the hard-to-find heavy-duty Ram you've been looking for less? Right now, you can save up to $8,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesman Crew Cabs. And with California's biggest selection of new Ram trucks, you're sure to find the truck you need.
75 years. That's incredible, dude.
It all started with my grandpa and great-grandpa's dream, and it's grown over the years to where we've had a chance to serve tens of thousands of customers and show them there's something special about Hoblet you just can't get at those big city auto mall dealerships.
Come experience the difference at California's #1 Ram truck dealer. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
8,000 total net savings after 4,000 factory rebates and 4,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 1,500 commercial bonus cash and 500 first responder bonus cash. Must be current member of eligible First Responder Association. 5 with this discount. See dealer for details.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and the wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at plumaspinesgolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit plumaspinesgolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's PumaSpinesGolf.com.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Bianna's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Country in the Park is back, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Tug Shed, new dog treatment sensors, and Raising Cane's chicken fingers.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sell one report.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Monty McNair and Mike Brown met with the media today with a focus more on the future of the Kings than the just completed season, although obviously they discussed both. And speaking of the future of the Kings, I know we had some fun today, Kyle, talking about what about this guy? What about that guy? We know it's silly, but hey, the Kings looks like maybe they're going to be in position to make a big swing at somebody. Yep. We talked about Karl Anthony Towns. We had kind of a split decision in here, although it looks like most of the listeners were on your side. Let me ask you about this, as we have on one of our many monitors here in the studio, monitors all over the place, every sporting event in the world. And you got the Celtics in the Heat. And remember yesterday, our buddy Brendan Nunes said he suggested Jimmy Butler.
Did he really say? He did say that, didn't he?
He suggested Jimmy Butler. What do you make of that?
That's a tough one, because I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. He's a dog. We know that. He would instantly change the culture in that locker room and the way they play on the floor.
He, as far as we know, he likes it there, right? I don't know.
No, right. Yeah. There's no,
Are they facing maybe a financial crunch that might force them to get rid of somebody?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think they owe anybody any money. Or,
you think Brennan was just hallucinating?
I think so. I mean,
I know his name came up, I think last year, Jimmy Butler's name
he's
came
34. He'll be 35
Yeah.
by the time season tips off. That's a tough one, because I could see Jimmy fitting in really well with this team. I, from a basketball standpoint, yes, I could see Jimmy fitting in really well, but only for about 2 years. And so I don't know if it's worth it for just a couple of years.
Yeah,
he's banged up now. He's starting to get older. You start to, everybody can't be LeBron James playing at a high level at 39. Eventually, the body breaks down, and so we're talking about a 35-year-old. I'm gonna take a pass on Jimmy Butler.
We know that Jimmy, because he's been very honest about it, he doesn't start playing till the playoffs. And where the Kings are right now, it's like, well, they're not good enough to have. If he were here, he'd be one of their best players. It's like, no, Jimmy, we need you to play all year long. So I don't know that it'd be a fit in that regard.
Yeah, I don't.
Just spitball.
Yeah, we're just throwing guys out there
that
might not even be available. But if you're the Miami Heat, what would you want in return? Because Miami isn't going to bottom out. You know what I mean? Like Pat Riley, they never seem to be sellers, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
They're always looking to buy. Remember, they tried to get Dame Lillard. Like they're swinging for big fish. They're not looking for, some salary fillers and picks. That's not the way they do things. So I don't know if we even have what Miami would want. With that being said, at a 35-year-old Jimmy Butler, I'm going to say no on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, kind of at the other end of the spectrum, but still with that team, isn't Caleb Martin a potential free agent?
Yeah.
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 I mean, with part of your mid-level, maybe?
Yeah, that's some depth guy. I don't know if he's a starter on on your championship team. Like, I think we're swinging for something higher to start at that position. We're talking forward. And so I don't know, man. Another guy to throw out there. And you got, Jay, I need you to chime in on this. Tobias Harris.
Nope.
No.
I'd have to trade for him.
No, he's up.
I know, but I don't think I can get him for 12.9.
No, he ain't going to get paid. I mean, I'm just throwing out a name.
Yeah.
Sign and trade with Tobias.
Ooh, that's tough, man.
Yeah, I think
we want somebody a little better,
I think
right?
That Milk is
you think he's
I think he's a really good player.
I might be in.
Really?
I think he's borderline the guy you're looking for.
Yeah.
He's the glue to a lot. Like, honestly, that if Keegan can be Tobias Harris, I'm happy.
Yes.
Like, that's where, borderline Kelly Oubre, like those guys are kind of right there.
Let me ask you this.
Kuzma.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't think, to me, he's not good enough to be worth what I'd have to pay him now. But I've always thought he's a really solid player.
He's probably at best a third option.
Yeah.
Maybe a fourth. He's not, obviously a top two. But, Jay, you're talking about if Keegan turns into him. I got people on the YouTube chat and the text line. We got to protect Keegan. We can't trade Keegan. We can't, stifle his development and all this. And if we're talking at best Tobias Harris, it just doesn't make sense when we bring up big names. Last year, would you trade Kevin Durant for Keegan Murray? People are like, oh, no way. Keegan's our future. And this is something we talked about. When does Keegan become his value become, like Whitey was saying earlier off air, a prospect versus he is what he is.
Yeah.
That's why I think this offseason and this year is so important for him. It's time for him to take the leap.
And it's why it's such an important decision for the organization, too, because if a guy is a prospect, he's got great value.
Right.
But if you hang on to it too long and he doesn't become that player and everyone sees him as, oh, he's just a guy, then his value plummets.
Right. I need my guy Keegan to step up big. Like this next 12 months.
What's big, Drapes?
20 points per game next year.
Okay.
I need 20 points.
What did he finish this year? 15?
15. 15.4, I think
Tobias
it was.
is 17.
17 now. Yeah.
17 with 6.5 rebounds.
Yeah. And Tobias had a down year compared to
nice player. Good career.
Good career, solid. I think, if we're being honest, we want Keegan to be Kyle Kuzma or better. That's the hope, right? Like Kyle Kuzma is a 20-point per game scorer, but it's not, it doesn't lead to wins, But this was a guy that, played with LeBron, won a championship. So he's been in high leverage situations. He's just in a bad situation right now.
We were talking about culture. Monte McNair addressed the culture when he spoke with the media today, and he talked about how that culture has changed.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is what we've seen, especially the last couple of years, guys wanting to be here in Sacramento, wanting to be a part of what we're doing here, guys coming here wanting to stay, guys from elsewhere wanting to come and join. And, Coach Brown, his staff, our players, all deserve a ton of credit for that. And obviously, winning helps.
That gets you back, not to drag this out again, but it gets you back to the whole Mike Brown thing. If they were to do something drastic with Mike Brown or he leaves, then you lose a lot of that, what Monty was just talking about.
Yeah, you lose some of that culture, that continuity, and,
players outside the organization look at you and go,
right.
Why would I want to go there?
Right.
They finally found their guy, and then he's gone already?
Right. And the fact that, we're a year removed from a unanimous coach of the year, and some people are talking about Mike should be on the hot seat, and this is just Twitter people and social media people. It's ridiculous. And let's keep it real. The culture didn't change until Mike got here. Monty had been here a season or two already. And sure, he made the trade for Domantas Sabonis, great trade. But in terms of culture and success, it didn't happen until we got Mike Brown.
Mm-hmm. And in all fairness to Monty, that was his coach once he got to hire a coach.
Right. He finally got to pick his guy. Exactly. And so, I think this is the point. And I know historically the Kings have not been good at this. But in terms of front office and coach, you got to be patient with them. Give them their time. Let them, like if I'm Vivek and let's say Mike Brown, he says has a 1, I'm offering a 3 to 5 year extension. Like, to me, you need that continuity, that kind of, stable leadership at the top. When you have your coach, your GM, and ownership in lockstep and in a good spot, that's when you turn into a contender like we see, with Denver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, one of the players that Monty and the Kings hope decides to say is Malik Monk, and we'll hear what Monty had to say about the Kings' efforts to keep Malik around when we return. We'll be right back. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sactown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
What's the room again?
1240, down at the end.
Ooh, what's that?
Sammy, don't touch that. That's someone's old food.
Here we are. Do you have the key?
You have both of ours.
Oh, right. Not working.
Rub it.
Come on.
Try flipping it over.
Seriously. Why can't we go inside? I'm tired.
Give me yours.
You have mine.
All right.
What?
Please, if you
Dad,
could just...
why aren't you opening the door?
Can everyone just shut the...
Don't go there. Go on a real vacation. Go RVing. Learn more at GoRVing.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Tobias Harris is an interesting case, and I don't think you'd be able to get him with your mid-level, so that gets complicated. But try this on, and don't get mad. Don't get mad. I think Tobias Harris is the player that a lot of Kings fans think Harrison Barnes should be. You look at his scoring, last year's 19-6, 19-5, 17-2, 14-7, 17-2, and he rebounds. I think he's the guy that a lot of Kings fans wonder why Harrison Barnes is not.
You might be right. Yeah, I mean, you know what's interesting about that? I could also say that Tobias Harris is the Harrison Barnes of Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
That every time they lose, it's look at Tobias. We got to get rid of him. We got to get somebody else in.
Yeah,
you know, it's he's the whipping boy out there.
Mm-hmm.
He's the scapegoat.
Yeah, I know that. Well, everyone likes him, right?
Yeah, it seems to be a solid dude, right?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
solid player. I just think for what I would need to get him, I need more. I need more help.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm looking at the text line. Somebody from the 831. How about Brandon Ingram from the 916? Do you guys still want Paul George? Like, I think these guys are like not in our stratosphere, right? Like,
Right.
I can't see, like, what's Brandon Ingram? You know, you got to give up a load.
Even to get New Orleans to consider it,
Consider
you
it.
have to be massively overpaying.
Right.
Just to get them to take your call.
Right, exactly. So, I don't see either of those
Subscribe
guys.
to Sactown's.
Guy that adds length, athleticism like Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is a nice player.
I like Obi Toppin, actually. I think he has some upside. I don't know if he's a starter on a championship, but he's a good, solid player, I think. And we've seen flashes from him this year with Indiana. I'd take a flyer on Obi. I'd try to acquire him.
Front court depth piece.
Yes.
And that's I'm not insulting him.
And he's shown this year that he can knock down a 3-ball. That's what intrigues me about Obi Toppin. And I think as I look at his numbers, you know, throughout his career in New York, you know, the situation with New York, he didn't play a whole lot.
He was not as good as I think they thought he was going to be as a rookie.
But, you know, in 21 minutes this season, 10 points, only 4 rebounds. I'd like his rebounds to be a little bit more. But from the 3-point line, 40.3% from 3 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Long, athletic, jump out the gym, 6'9". I'd take a swing at Obi Toppin.
Do you remember those little roly-poly? There were toys. They were called Weebles, and Weebles wobble.
Yeah,
but they don't fall down.
yeah.
Remember, somebody described Obi Toppin defensively as that. He's like, he's a Weeble. He wobbles, and he won't fall down. You just go right around him.
I'd kick the tires on Obi Toppin. He might be moving up my list of guys.
Yeah, that was that Anthony Edwards, LaMelo,
that draft.
Wiseman draft. And I know some people in Golden State, they were, you know, because they had the 2.
Yeah.
There were some people. Well, what about Obi Toppin
at 2? Huh?
Yeah.
Some people were saying
he was considered, obviously not very seriously considered. But the amazing thing about that draft, of course, is where Tyrese Halliburton ended up going.
Yeah, exactly. And you know,
that was Patrick Williams.
Yeah. Who?
Denny Avdia, Killian Hayes.
Killian Hayes. Out of the league right now.
I know. Out
of the league. So Obi Toppin's going to be what, restricted or unrestricted free agent? I need a.
I think is it a player option or I'd have to double check.
I'm looking. Yeah,
I would have interest there.
I would too.
We're talking your mid level, right?
Yeah. You're not giving them $20 million, or you can't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the big offseason question for the Kings is what about Malik Monk and Monty McNair? Address what the Kings can and hope to do with him today.
Yeah, I think for us, you know, I won't get any of those specifics, but, you know, credit to Malik. He gets to make a free agent decision. It's, you know, I think we'll put our best foot forward. We you know, he loves it here. We love him. And so hopefully we'll be able to do that when the time comes.
Of course, bad news for Malik today. And this, you know, with what he's been saying, this really was bad news for him. The fact that Naz Reid noses him out, edges him out on the slimmest of margins for the 6th Man of the Year award, which is a Travis Shamrockery.
Travis Shamrock. Let me check Malik's Twitter handle here and see if he's tweeted anything else out, because this dude is definitely upset about today's news that he did not win. Nothing new. Just retweeted Stat Mamba with all his stats: most points off the bench, most assists, most 20-point games off the bench, most 25-point games off the bench, most clutch points, field goals made, 3-pointers off the bench, but still no 6th Man of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah. The best clue we have is that yesterday we talked to Howard Beck, and, you know, he was a little nervous about it because he's from the area and knows how people around here feel about it. He said it was just splitting hairs, but you got to consider which team had the better record, and you got to consider that Malik didn't play down the stretch.
Yeah, let me ask you this, though. Did the team let Malik down the final 10 games of the season? If they finished stronger, got that 6th spot, do you think his case would have been bolstered, strengthened? Or because he missed those games, independent of the team's record at that time, you know, that's what really hurt him. The fact that he didn't finish out the season, not the team struggle down the stretch.
Yes, but I mean, that's how desperately they missed him. They let him down, but they missed him a ton.
So we could argue that strengthens his case,
agree.
right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
By the way, Obi Toppin,
restricted, right?
yes, there you go. Yes, restricted.
Yeah, I
free
got you
agent.
for that. Yeah, restricted. See, but what kind of deal? $12 million. That's your mid-level. That's chump change to Indiana, right? Like to keep a guy that they traded for, basically. And so
40.3, like you said,
40.3. You love that. You love that number.
Yeah.
How about this guy, Doug McDermott, shooter off the bench,
buckets
off the bench in our system.
For what?
No, just as a
Just as
free
a- okay,
agent
I'll
guy,
take him, I'll take him.
part of the mid-level.
Oh, yeah,
You're
I'll
not going to give him the whole mid-level, but part of the mid-level. Like, I think he'd be a serviceable bench guy.
I feel like I have too many guys already. We won't mention any names who can shoot but aren't very athletic and can't guard anybody.
But the thing about
Doug,
Doug,
and they need shooting. I'm with you on
no,
that.
yeah, but the thing about Doug McDermott, he's a shooter that can actually make shots.
Yeah, but I know that is important.
That's like you got to. I mean, and so he's what we want Sasha to be. Hopefully, you know what I mean.
Now, why do you think I was talking about Sasha?
Well, you ain't talking about my boy Chris Duarte. Like, he's what we want Sasha to be. And, and I know Sasha spoke about this earlier because there was some, question whether he would want to stay here in the NBA or does he regret his decision. He said, no, he made the right choice. He made the right decision.
I haven't given up on him either.
No, you haven't. Neither have I, because I thought he showed some flashes before he got injured.
Yeah.
And I thought he showed a willingness to compete defensively. Maybe not be successful, but the effort was there.
I think when he got hurt the second time or whatever it was, he was starting to get regular minutes.
Yep.
Then we ended up spraining both ankles. At that point, he just never got it back. But I thought he was on the verge of showing us a little bit of what he could do.
I'm with you 100% on that. And I'm not going to give up on the guy either. I think the injuries really set him back. And, I know he was limited, only played in 42 games, shot 37.5%. But, when you look at it, I'm going to look at his game log and go back to that stretch you were talking about where he had 2 or 3 games in a row where it's like, okay, he's starting to find it, you know?
Yeah.
Here, he had 11 against the Pelicans, 14 against Phoenix, and so he started to show some things.
Even against Boston in that game where they nearly came all the way back. What do you have, 18? He had a nice game.
I forgot about that one. Yeah. Was that, but no, not Sasha. Which one?
Yeah, late in the year. Didn't he have a good game?
Nah, he only had 6 that game.
Really?
At Boston. Yeah, he had 6. He was 2 of 7. The game before that Knicks game, he had 11 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he showed some
11 and 6
11
17.
that's what you're talking about. That's like you just forgot the plus sign.
Yeah.
There, right.
That's all. Wow. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Hey, TC wants to check in. It's time for Check It with TC. What's up, TC?
Mike, check.
Man, check it. Check it, man. Jay in the back, Drake, Whitey, what's going on before we get started?
Yes, sir. What's up, TC?
The Malik news has us a little unhappy today, TC.
I know. Listen, hey, look, hey, I'm sick behind that, but it's much more bigger, man. I just don't hope that come into play when he makes his decision, man. But like I've been saying, I truly believe he's gonna come back for sure. But before we get started, are we talking straight Kings? Or are we talking Kings and Niners?
We talking whatever, baby. What you got? We can talk Eagles too.
Okay, look, check it out. First and foremost, Drake, Whitey, y'all know how I feel about Shanahan. I don't like the dude, bro. Check it out. If BA go, and this is from a diehard Niners fan, Jay know how I feel. Look, do we trust, I can't even say we, do you trust Kyle and John with 2 first-round picks? It's an idiotic move. If we trade BA for a first-round pick, do you even trust Kyle Shanahan to make the right pick with 2 first-round picks? And I'm saying that to all my Niners fans, the faithful. I want y'all to answer that question truthfully. I don't care about none of the success, none of, we got Brock, or none of that has nothing to do with it. Do you trust Kyle and John to make the right pick? I don't, bro. Can't nobody explain to me, lure me. I don't trust them guys with 2 first-round picks. The Kings, we going to be all right. Listen, bro, we going to be all right, dog. We're going to be all right. I heard enough from Monty. I heard enough from Mike. Monty going to make some moves starting this summer. Mike is the guy, like you said, right? Work on the extension this year, okay? If we don't Monty, if we don't get the extension done this year, Mike is going to be here for a lifetime, bro. Him and Monty ain't going nowhere. And if anybody thinks that he got to go, either one of them got to go, bro, man, it's something really wrong with you, bro. You have to take 2 steps back, grab a drink, and really think about, man, how you thinking, bro, as a Kings fan, bro. These dudes turn the culture around. That'd be idiotic to get rid of those dudes. Mic check, I'm out. Thanks, Vic.
TC.
He's just not a shanty guy.
No, he is not, dude. He's just, I mean, you know, like we weren't even thinking about, like, do we trust him with a first round? He came off the top rope with that one right there. But do you trust him with 2 first-round picks?
I want to, but no.
It sounds good on paper, like 2 first-round pick.
8th round pick.
7th round. 8th round.
6th or 7th, like, oh, they'll nail it. First or second, no. Trade it, because they draft upside down.
Upside down.
They get all the good players late.
Inverse, yes, you're right.
It's too bad. It's too bad there aren't more rounds to the draft like there used to be.
You know,
because they'd be getting great players.
They
12th round,
people out of the USFL and everything like that. They're great at that, but oh my gosh.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We'll hear, I should say, from Mike Brown. He had some interesting things to say today as well. The Drive Guys roll right back. Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A bit of an onshore breeze to start things off on Thursday. Temperatures will be in the low 50s, staying in the upper 60s with a gusty breeze through the evening. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Spring savings continue at Folsom Lake Kia. Low payments, special offers, 0 down deals on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Remarkable change begins with daring to be different. Baby, I'm on a mission with Boost Mobile, putting the latest phones in the hands of more people. Introducing the Signature Coach Prime Razor, only from Boost Mobile. Rush to your nearest Boost Mobile retailer and get your Signature Coach Prime Razor on us. Get after it.
When you switch in with ID verification, select plans only. Offer valid 4/19/24 through 5/23/24. While supplies last. Taxes extra. New customers only. Must remain active and in good standing on the $60 a month plan for 6 months to receive all credits. Offer subject to change.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent beads.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/build to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/build and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system? and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost, or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Looking ahead, the offseason for the Kings. Got some from Mike Brown today. Mike Brown had something to say about the summer. So what I have for you here is from Clutch Points, best NBA trade targets in 2024 offseason. So I have 5 here. And these are, according to, this is written, of course, by the great Bailey Bassett. You know Bailey Bassett, right?
Oh, the great Bailey.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer Bailey
Yeah.
Bassett.
Not yet, but certainly
right.
will be. Let's see. These are top 5 best NBA trade targets who have been rumored to be on the trade block or seem like they have a legitimate chance of being moved this offseason. All right.
Okay.
So this isn't just a total close your eyes and throw something at the wall. These are players that we think could be on the move based on what we know. So you just tell me if you have any interest.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell these.
You're not.
guys
These
here.
aren't. This is not your list.
So like this
This is
don't
Bailey.
yell at me that when I say number 5 is Jakob Poeltl. Don't come after me about that.
Nah,
I'm out on Jakob. He's all right, but no, I'm not. No.
All right.
No.
just was that the end of the list?
I was gonna try to find something good to say about him. And
He could.
he's a nice player.
He tried to create an argument here. He tried to mix it up.
Yeah. Number 4, Jeremy Grant.
That's your guy.
Yeah,
I take him. I mean, today, yeah. Okay.
I like how Drake's, he's all in on Cat. He's like, I ain't no Jeremy Grant out.
Jeremy Grant's okay. It's solid.
It's
20
okay.
points
It's a
per
good
game on over 40% shooting from deep in each of the last 2 seasons in Portland. And he can take a backseat on a contender as he did during his time with the Nuggets and Oklahoma City Thunder.
All right, I'm with Jeremy Grant. Okay, I'm in on it.
Yeah. Remember, these guys would probably be pretty.
Yeah.
It would cost a lot to get them in terms of assets.
Right.
Number 3.
You already know my answer.
I don't think they're going to trade this guy.
I don't think so
Number
either.
3, DeJounte Murray.
Chips all in. Chips. Get DeJounte Murray to Sacramento. Can you imagine that backcourt? Fox and DeJounte Murray?
I don't think it would work.
Yes, it would, Whitey. It's different. Fox is not ball dominant like Trae Young. The reason it's not working down in Atlanta is because Trae Young is a turnstile defensively, too. You talk about the defensive havoc those two would create?
Well, I just go back to what you said yesterday, and I think you were onto something. That
Ooh,
maybe
Keon?
maybe the Kings should
put the ball more in De'Aaron's
and
hands.
I think maybe he likes playing that way more.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we need to decide going forward how our offense is going to look. Are we still running it through Domas as much? Are we putting the ball in De'Aaron's and running a lot more two-man game with Fox and Domas instead of, their spread 5 or whatever they call the offense?
Yeah. By the way, the Hawks are a cautionary tale for the Kings. Everyone says, they should be like the Nuggets. And yeah, they should be like the Nuggets, but you don't want to be the Hawks.
Well, here's the thing about the Hawks. I've over time actually liked the talent that has come through Atlanta.
Too.
I don't know why it's not working. Maybe it's the head of the snake, Trae Young. Maybe he's just not a winner in terms of culture and all that, because they've had some really good players come through there.
I agree.
I like DeAndre Hunter. I like.
I like Okongwu.
Okongwu, your boy Okongwu, Clint Capella. I'm a John Collins guy. I'd kick the tires on John Collins again if I'm Mike Brown and Monty McNair. See if Utah might want to get rid of him. I know you're not. Hey, that's all right. You're not.
I know. We're just.
Yeah.
Number 2, Zach LaVine. LaVine
Chips
was not
all in, big fella.
He was
Make it happen, Monty.
Not able to showcase his skill set this season, but see, that hurts his value, which means if you're the Kings, it's a good time to get him.
Yeah.
His value is down.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Only 25 games this year. Scoring numbers, the lowest they've been since his first season. That's why it's time to get him.
Yeah. Yep. That's why it's time to get him. He's probably at his lowest value in the last 5-6 years of his career.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all in. I think he fits in with the system. I think he's a big time player that could be clutch for you. When shot clock winding down, give it to Zach. Say, Zach, make something out of nothing. And he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me
Got
Zach
something
LaVine.
to prove next year too.
Got something to prove, Jay. Come on, man. Give
Are
me
we
Zach
all
LaVine.
in on Zach LaVine?
Of course.
I think
wow. See, yeah.
How many guys have
That's
we been?
our
All
guy.
3 of us said, yeah.
DeJounte too. You not in on DeJounte?
Yeah, no.
Oh, he's not it.
Because I don't think he fits with De'Aaron.
Wow.
But I think he's a really good player, and I'd like to. I like him, and I like to see him make a try. But there's other guys I'd go after. I think it's going to be the same problem as it is in Atlanta.
You think
Remember,
so?
we talked to Sam Amick about that.
What did he say?
During the season, we were at the arena, and we said, Sam, how come no one's talking about DeJounte Murray? And you remember? And he said, it's funny you guys say that because I'm going to ask some people about that. But what he said, But what he said was he thought there was maybe a fear of that whole thing about the 2 guards who, it's like the Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox thing.
See, but
those guys are both great.
Right. But I think when you look at DeJounte Murray, the reason it's not working has nothing to do with him. I think Trae Young's the problem there in Atlanta. And that's why the rumors are that they're not trying to trade DeJounte. They're trying to trade Trae Young in Atlanta.
Well, I'll tell you what. Number 1 on here is Donovan Mitchell, but let's cross him out and let's put Trae Young number 1.
No.
I'm with you.
No, Trae Young.
Yeah. See, there's another.
And I like Trae Young as a player, but
I'm all in on Donovan Mitchell, though.
Yeah, we would all be in, I think, on Donovan Mitchell. Can you imagine our 2 is Donovan Mitchell?
Am I wrong? I just don't see that as realistic. Am I missing something?
Well, he's a free agent after this upcoming season. So if Cleveland feels like he's not going to re-sign, maybe they try and flip him for.
He's under contract, and then he has an option. He has the option for the following
right,
year.
Exactly. He's going to opt out, get the bag, get paid. Can Cleveland let him do that? You know what I mean? It's like Pascal Siakam with Toronto, right? It was going to be a free agent, and Pacers thought, hey, he'd re-sign it. Remember, the talk has been Donovan Mitchell to New York.
Yeah.
Over, the last 2 years.
Yes,
and so,
yes. They probably should have got him before he went to Cleveland, but they didn't want to pay. That price was, what was it, 3 or 4 number ones?
Yeah, they made the mistake, remember, years ago, trading for Carmelo Anthony when Carmelo was just going to come after the season anyway.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not going to make that same mistake again. Yeah.
So we all agree on him too, right?
Yes, 100%.
All right.
100%.
Let's see. As far as the summer goes, and the Summer League, we have that coming up. Mike Brown today discussed who may be his Summer League coach.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Doug. I think it'd be great for him to get that experience and to see what it's like to, make decisions on the fly and put a practice plan, to be in charge of putting a practice plan together and connecting a staff as well as a team and all the other ins and outs that come along with coaching a Summer League team. So I think he might be the only one that, because Luke's done it before. Jay obviously has done it, and he's been a head coach at a lot of different levels before. I think Doug may be the only one that hasn't been in that position yet.
And as a lot of people have been suggesting, Luke Laux will be moving up.
Yeah, move up to
spot.
the front of the bench there. And I'm happy for Doug. I mean, we've seen Doug fill in before. Remember, what was it, a couple of years ago? Alvin Gentry missed some games. Yeah, Doug filled in, I think it was 2 games. And so, I'm interested in seeing Doug in that top dog spot this summer. We know the fire burns within him. He knows his stuff, obviously. One of the most prepared guys I've been around. Like, when I'm on the road, I always see Doug. He's not lollygagging. He's not chopping it up. He's by himself at the cafe grinding, working, preparing scouting reports and everything like that. And so I'm excited. I might have to. Dude, can we take the show to Summer League, Jay?
Yes.
Can we make that happen, big fella?
Yes.
We did
Set
it
up
before.
shop? Really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, we're doing that then, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we need? A sponsor?
That's probably a Draper and White to the people up top conversation.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to Summer League for a few
man,
days.
that's Vegas cheap, baby.
Yeah, you're right. Let's push that.
Absolutely.
We missed out on the Super Bowl, so let's get Vegas Summer League.
Yeah. You guys aren't a Super Bowl show, but Summer League.
I love Summer League, man.
Dude, I love Summer League.
I'm a huge fan of Summer League.
Me too.
It's so open. You walk by KG, dap KG up.
Yep.
Next thing you see a Kyle Draper, the big fella screaming at you. Like that. I love Summer League. It's just free flowing. Everybody's there. Vegas is going up. I love it.
It's like basketball spring training in a way.
Right.
It's the same sort of vibe.
Same vibe. Yeah. Just people coming and going all throughout the day.
When we come back, got to tell you about this. Giant bullpen disaster averted. One of the greatest catches of all time. Details on that coming up with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Progressive asks, what do an escaped leopard,
We're live from the zoo where a leopard has escaped.
a growling stomach, an uneaten tuna sandwich, and a backdoor doggy door have in common? They can lead to an unexpected kitchen renovation.
Yeah, hi. Is this the zoo? Your leopard is in my kitchen.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. Explore more this season in California with Toyota's legendary reliability. Shop a wide selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, including more hybrids and plug-in hybrids than any other brand. Right now, get low 3.99% APR financing on the spacious Highlander, or check out great lease deals on the stylish Camry, sporty Corolla, and dynamic RAV4. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available on 2024 models through TFS to buyers with premium-rated credit, excludes hybrids and 43024.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't. Right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Tug Shed, new dog treatment centers, and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Thanks for being with us today, and thank you, Kyle, and thank you, Jay. I think Ramsey as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's kicking it back there.
For helping me put together this list I've been working on of former Kings that are in the playoffs currently, and I ended up with like 5, and you guys say, what about Isaiah Thomas? What about DeLon Wright? So you guys had like 6 or 7 things.
Yeah. That we came up with in like
came up within
30 minutes while you spent 4 hours
4.5 hours. Yeah, pouring over stats. And I had Dante DiVincenzo and Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Justin Holiday, and Neemias Queta. And I wrote you guys this down on different pieces of paper, but you had Alec Burks, Tristan Thompson, Isaiah Thomas, like I said, DeLon Wright.
Dude, you got to get an organizer
Jeffries.
or something. You got to get a trapper keeper or something.
It doesn't look
there,
like
bro.
it, but it is organized. Justin Jackson, Damian Jones. See, I knew right where it was.
Don't try and move. I'm looking at all these sheets of paper and everything, dude. We got to get you a trapper keeper or
a 3-ring binder.
Is something,
good.
man. What's going on here?
This works.
You and
Is
that
that college rule? Or what is that?
That's wide ruled over there, right? Seriously, dude. Oh my God. He got a box score. He just carrying a box score around. Why?
Cliff notes.
He got a box score. Where's that box score from, big fella?
That was April 11th, but here's one from January 20th.
This guy, I told you, Jay, this the box score king right here.
Oh, yeah.
Why you carrying old box scores away?
You call
man?
me that, I'm proud of that title. You mean it as an insult, but I take that as a compliment.
Why you got the box score, man?
Box scores.
Oh,
box
man.
scores are awesome. Sometimes I'm bored. What do I do?
Hold on for
I
a
think
second.
I got some box scores.
He just pulls out a box score. You know what? That Malik Monk, man, he only played 10 minutes that game. What's Mike Brown doing? He just start riffing on something, you know? Hey, can I get up a couple shout outs real quick?
Please.
Because I see some people on the YouTube right now, Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube chat, and they hang with us, and they're always riding. A couple of new faces. Quayne 32. Folsom girls basketball is awesome. Shout out to my people in Folsom girls basketball, Vista Del Lago. I ride for y'all. So I just wanted to give them some love. And our boy Ten's coming in like, hey, what about my team? Marina girls basketball too. Southern California. So I get, I'm just giving some shout outs.
What about, and I apologize, Dwayne, if I say this wrong, Dwayne Makaheli?
Yeah, what you got?
Kyle Draper versus Uncle D at Lifetime Gym in Folsom.
Dude, I got my game tomorrow.
Yeah.
6 o'clock. So I'm bailing out early tomorrow. I'm just letting y'all know.
It's all good.
I might pull, I might get sick or the flu at about 4:59, 5
No
o'clock.
worries,
I'm out of
man.
here,
Listen,
Jay.
We got it. And we forgot the Tylenol at home.
Exactly. I am going to take Advil before tomorrow's game, but 6 o'clock game. So I'm playing twice a week now. Thursdays in the league.
He's going to be taping Advil to his neck.
Sunday in the pickup. And so I'm almost fully recovered from Sunday's game. So I'll be ready to go.
Nice.
And we had an NBA official review. It went to Secaucus. That was a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
That was a 3-pointer.
You know what? I'm
Toes
going to post
behind the
that
line.
right now. I'm going to post that right now so people can see I know what I'm doing out there on the basketball court, Whitey. I may not look the part. And trust me, I'm about, 50 pounds overweight from my playing weight back in the day. But your boy still got skills.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
No, that was a nice shot. I saw that. I was like, that was Zebo. That was
comparison,
Zebo.
too.
Zebo,
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see
Zebo
that.
shot.
You know what's interesting, and this is for the young kids out there. I was always the skinny, small kid, not small, but tall and lanky kid growing up. Now people are like, did you used to play football? I was like, no, I was always a basketball player. But, as you get old, you get kids and everything. You You start eating better too.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Steak and lobster every night.
Right.
You know, I don't miss a meal.
It's just
So,
natural.
Jay
You
know
come
how it
in and
is.
fill out.
You can get our age. You can afford a little bit better food nowadays. So that's what's happened.
Speaking of Jay, I know you're a big baseball guy, Jay. We didn't talk about this yesterday on the air. I wanted to get your opinion of Camilo Duvall's entry, which was Monday or Tuesday night. There's an incredible story that goes with it, but Camilo Duvall came into the game. I think it was against the Mets. They lost to them. The Giants lost to the Mets today.
That's not surprising.
The A's are losing. But he comes in, they turn the lights off, then they have like orange lights on, and it's dark because at first they turned all the lights off, then they had the spotlight following Duvall from the bullpen into the mound. What did you think of that?
Should I hear the story that comes with it first, or you want me to give you the thought of it? Because
You wanna hear the story first?
Yeah, does the story have something that might dictate where I go with it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh man.
You know why? First of all, it's from the Giants. That's first
the hate.
foremost.
The hate. Okay.
No, I thought it was okay. I give it like a 7 out of 10. As we talked about off air here, the spotlight didn't even follow him good. Like who's handling the spotlight duties?
It was the intern that day
at the Oracle, man. Yeah, like
the regular spotlight guy was gone.
No, they got rid of that person too.
What
you know
happened?
what I mean? Seriously, it's.
I just don't know if he's good enough yet to warrant that kind of stage.
No,
but I think it's an intimidating factor of him coming out.
Yeah, and
that
he's
I
a
think
really
he's trying to
good
set the tone.
Uh-huh.
And for that, I got to give him love because, we talk ad nauseum on this show about coming in prepared, having a little oomph to you. And so I like that. I appreciate that. I give a 7 out of 10. I don't know about turning off all the lights, in a public situation like that. And I understand you got the fluorescent joints and all that, but yeah, I'm cool.
That could be
7 out of
dangerous,
10.
right? Turning off all the lights.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so that's the story.
Especially people right next to the water and,
Well, there's one guy for whom it was even more dangerous. His name is Alex Berg. He's a coach, and he was warming up Camilo Duvall, and Duvall threw him a fastball, and that's when the lights went out, Jay.
The bullpen catcher.
The ball was on its way.
What?
When the lights went out.
I think I saw that, but I didn't see that story.
Yeah, and apparently Duvall's very accurate, which might surprise some people in his bullpen sessions. And so it popped right into the mitt. But it
did.
Imagine that?
Yeah.
Guy's
Okay.
throwing whatever, 90 plus, 100, and then and you're trying to catch it, and lights out.
Lights out.
Take it to the neck, like one to the jugular.
Oh,
Just
man.
leave some seams on your neck.
Yes.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that either. when I was playing senior Babe Ruth, I was warming up.
Wait. Let's stop. Hold on. You played senior Babe Ruth?
Senior Babe Ruth.
What?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what'd you do? What was the average? Y'all keep it?
I was a very high draft pick, but we won the championship. I played third. I played a pretty solid third base, but I didn't hit.
That a boy, you can pick it?
Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
I in the last preseason game, I got 15 stitches right here.
What happened? Somebody
I got
cleated you?
cleated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a cleat.
So
yeah.
this game, I was like, hey, go warm up the pitcher. You're not doing anything else. Like, okay. But they didn't give me a mask. This pitcher we had, like, he was married. It's like,
oh, my God.
And he's this big, like, left-handed farm boy, and he threw really hard. You had no idea where it was going. And I'm warming him up, and he bounced one in front, and it hit me right in the point of the chin. And to this day, I don't know if you can hear that.
Oh, I heard that clicking. What is that?
That's
dude?
my jaw to this day.
Dang.
Yeah.
I heard that.
It hurt a lot.
Is that when you gave it up? You're like, I'm out.
No.
You played after?
I finished. I had to finish the year.
Like was that the last season?
I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you guys play at?
We played at Wilson, Dan Foley.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea they had senior Babe Ruth. What do you have to be to I mean, not tell your business at ager, but where's
It's
the
like
the
what
beginning?
age?
Yeah, like the range of the
I was high
ages.
school. Like,
Really?
and I wasn't, it's like if you make,
I'm my bad. I'm thinking you playing like now as an
like
adult
recently.
senior.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're talking,
Babe
okay,
Ruth,
got
and
you.
This is like you didn't make American
the
Legion.
yeah,
Yes, I thought you were talking about like adult. Yeah,
no.
yeah. My bad. Okay.
No, that's all right. But anyway, it's dangerous. My point is, as you know, it's always dangerous warming up the pitcher, especially when the lights go out.
Yeah.
Dude, I you can be an actual bullpen catcher, like that can be your job. Do you guys know that?
Like you don't have to be on a team or anything?
No,
Like,
exactly. Yeah. You can be a bullpen catcher.
I want the job of the guy that just stands there protecting the bullpen.
Right.
That's normally a coach.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a coach.
Yeah, that's normally an
I
assistant.
know in
coach
all
of some
ballparks
sorts.
that doesn't apply because some ballparks now it's behind a fence.
Right.
But the guy just stands there, and that's all he has to do is make. But if you don't do that, that's really embarrassing. If the ball gets by you, when you're just standing there,
Yeah, I know they used to have security guy, like young security folk out there did that situation. Especially being up and down the foul lines for the Oakland A's, all that area. But but I mean, sign me up.
All right,
NFL
draft tomorrow.
Yes. Fly, Eagles, fly. Why are you looking at me, man? And did you hear our boy Brian? He said they might trade up. Could be some fireworks tomorrow.
They need corners.
Yeah, we need help. We totally
do. They
do.
spin Ayuk? How do you trade up? Like beside giving up picks down the road? Yeah, like I'm saying that Eagles, Niners, or
I need to look at the Eagles draft. Do you give up a second and a third to move up a few, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to look at their draft capital.
Anyway, that team is pointless. What's the point?
No, we're
right?
stacked
What's the
now,
point?
man. We got new coaching staff, new coordinators. I'm ready.
We'll find out tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. Talk to you tomorrow on Sactown Sports. Why should you? You're a Packer fan.
I got exactly. I got some things I want to say, but I'm gonna let my Packers do the talking this weekend.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.